Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, and welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I'm your host and game master, Skajarmas, otherwise known as Toneshift, as always, and with me today we have our full cast of players. We have Tom117Z playing Rosa Solwyn, our female Elvan Mithra hybrid watcher.
I am a Dark Lord.
We have Mystic playing Aeon, the male Moogle time mage.
I am God, Kupo.
We have Hades Shadow 92 playing Cassandra, the female human dragoon.
Point me to the nearest swimming pool so I can just jump in, preferably head first.
We have Darkness playing Kunara, our female Lupin warrior, who, being Darkness, decided to go off and try and find something to eat right as we were about to start recording, the little Neanderthal. He'll be back in a bit, I'm sure. And last but not least, we have Ari playing Kiyana, our female Tarufel engineer.
Hello.
So, quick point of order before we get started on this session. First of all, Insomnia whooped my ass something fierce last night, so I am not firing on all cylinders. Secondly, some of us had technical issues before we started or were kept late by our respective works, and so I feel like everyone here is just kind of tired and not firing on full cylinders, so we're probably going to be trying to be kind of chill this time around. But with all that said, let's go ahead and start jumping into the events of the day. So, where last we left off, the Freebirds had completed the vast majority of their work in the city of Windurst. They had ended the activities of a group of slavers intent on making a tidy profit off of selling people who had attended a recent festival. They had rescued some specific individuals. They'd even encountered some individuals from Kunara's past, one of which is now working community service in Windurst, as he had been unknowing of the full consequences working for the bad guys. After a bit of a childish panic attack from the young'uns of the group then proceeded to have something of a remembrance feast in honor of Kunara's now deceased mother, alongside effectively her adopted son, Haven, who is the one taking the community service, before gathering up their supplies and the individual they were initially hired to bring home in the first place, and setting out once more for the city of Tonori. During that travel, there was a sparring match between Kunara and Cassandra to test out their individual skill sets, as well as see how well Kunara's recently reforged blade works in the heat of battle, in which Kunara, by the skin of her fangs, came out on top. After that, the party continued on their way, some heartfelt discussions were had, and it eventually came to light that Rosa's parents had received their tome of communion, allowing long-distance communication with Rosa. I'm half tempted to just make a private room in the Discord server we use for this to keep track of that, so that we don't have to keep opening and closing the same bloody thing. But that's something to discuss out of session. Either way, it is upon that note, as the group is continuing on their way for Tonori, that we shall begin. So,
I just noticed you spelled Rosa's Tome of Communion wrong. Communion doesn't have two ends.
Garganroo.
D&D day isn't started until the DM's day is ruined.
Viv. Anyways, so if there is, I don't believe there's anything else to be had on the day of travel we'll end it off on, and so the group continues on their way, pushing further south over the course of the next 2 days, I believe. Let's see here. With the, I believe right there? Yes. And then it is towards the evening of the second day since starting that finally the party comes into visual range of the city of Tonori. It's a familiar sight, if only vaguely at this point, and after several days on the road, even with the comfort of the wagon, it is a welcome sight, given the increasing chill filling the air and the continuously piling up mounds of snow that have somewhat slowed your progress. It is freezing out here, and all of you, minus perhaps Kunara, are super eager to just get inside the town, find a warm place, and warm up a bit.
I imagine Kiyana's not thrilled to be here.
Probably not.
Looking at Kiyana, how is she looking? How are you looking, Ari?
When they arrived at Tonori, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's basically just like mostly covering her, like what you know that one hand when she tries to cover her face and all that, just try not to look at anybody in the cart.
Okay. Do me a favor, Kiyana, and roll for me a stealth check.
Okay. And I need to bring up my sheet because I don't look at it enough.
Oh no!
We
Yeah,
can-
you should always have that open. There's a lot of important information there. You can double click on the top rim to minimize it, and then you can just double click it again to pull it back up. Very convenient.
You know, I'm gonna put it in a separate tab.
We can find a box to put her in.
Oh, I know. Hold on. Rosa stops the car at some point as we're approaching Tonori. Wanders up to Kiyana and just throws a random sheet over her in the cart. Yeah, completely invisible.
Kiyana, do you accept this?
You can just see just Kai just eye twitching, but she knows Rosa's trying to help.
Now I can't see your eye twitching. You're under the blanket. No one can see you. You're invisible.
You can sense it.
You can sense the incoming eye twitch through the sheet.
I'm helping.
Okay, you can add an extra d6 to your roll with that help there, Kiyana.
Oh.
Yay!
Add a what?
And one additional d6, so it's 3d6 plus your stealth.
2 for stealth, 1 for
I don't
blanket.
even have stuff.
Oh, then just a
So
flat
it's just
3d6 then.
See, I am a helpful kitty cat.
The little engineer has no stealth.
The little engineer that could. She can hide.
I figured Tarfel would be great for stealth, considering how small they are.
But we're in a Tarafel city.
True.
8.
Oh god.
8 with 3 dice? Damn.
Yeah, the second 2 dice were not particularly good rolls.
I forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot this blanket's fucking transparent.
I mean, it's also just worth noting that it's obvious that there's like that it
It's obvious there's someone there.
There's a Kiyana outline.
yeah. There's just a person. It's obvious to anyone who bothers to look for more than a second. There's just someone wrapped in a blanket in that wagon. It's fine. There's no human trafficking.
Rosa looks so proud of her work. Like, yeah, she's hidden. I have saved the day.
And just the distinctive little buns.
A darkness
poke it up.
typing. There is a darkness typing in the chat.
Unmute and undeafen yourself, you ding battle. He hasn't put on his headphones, I can tell.
Also, he can't hear you because he is deafened.
I can still call him a dingbat.
Why is it doing that?
It's like a ding dong, but bad.
Oh my god.
Add a smiley to show I'm not being hostile.
Because that's what the British do. They insult each other with smiles.
Unmute and undeafen, you sweltering, betwatting fuckstick.
Is that what British people do just out in public, Tom? They just insult each other just with smiles?
I think it's the American idea of what an Englishman is. Which is about as bastardized as everything else you Americans do.
Right. We've already started. God damn it,
Where
Douglas.
we already started.
Listen, I'll be upstairs in a moment. Rosa threw a blanket over Key.
Okay.
It should. Why is the Y there?
Because that's part of her name.
Hi.
It sounds-
I am
Okay,
helping.
Okay, why?
Anyway.
I just put KY. I don't put like the I on it, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better for me to know.
Anyways, so. Alright, so bearing witness to this adorable nonsense in the back, Celia chuckles a bit. You're a fun bunch, you know that?
Well, it has its moments between the terrible trauma and life-changing incidents.
Quite.
Yeah, there's a silence on kind.
Hi, where'd you go, Kupo?
Yeah, there's a silence.
I think we have
Hi.
Ganara's reaction from that gif.
This is Kai. If you can hear us under there, give us a sign.
You can just see Kai just like I don't know why I get to see Kai holding up. She's like, cover Aeon's eyes right now.
No! She gonna give him the finger.
Why don't I just imagine like just you could just see the outline of her hand with the middle finger.
Oh yeah, she's fine. Christ.
How does this look when we're going through the town gates with the guards and stuff?
Yeah, you're not through the gates yet.
That's why I was asking how it looks when we do.
Well, as a reminder, where you're supposed to be depositing Celia is a little outside the town, as a reminder.
Oh,
Because
so we don't have to go in?
because
I thought the inn was by the town gates, not outside of it.
you're not delivering Celia to the tavern. You're delivering her direct to Mom.
Mama.
I did not remember where Mama lives. It's been a while.
It has.
Mom.
Mommy.
Mama, mommy.
I did that to my mom and I got chocolate thrown at me.
Kai, you know what's funny is that I
Deserved.
can see Kai being the one that screams, "What?"
Hi. Keep up.
Hi. You can tell we're fucking loopy. Anyway,
You know she won't hit Aeon, but she'll hit anybody else.
All right.
Special.
so fucking hell.
One serious conversation later, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, darkness.
Hi, Kunara. I'm helping.
Hey.
I put a blanket on Kiyana. Ignore the middle finger.
She's invisible.
What?
We have made the Kiyana invisible by throwing a blanket on her. I asked her to give us a sign if she was okay with it, and she gave us the middle finger.
I'm not sure that that's how invisibility works.
And I made sure that Aeon doesn't see that.
We'll say that, like,
Alright.
Tiermith made out of himself a blindfold.
Here.
This is for all the times you bonked me with a wand.
Okay. Bonk.
Oh,
Okay, you two.
calm down.
In hindsight, you really should have seen that coming.
For ones who say they're not children, you act like it.
I am a child.
I act like one.
And dragon years.
Finally, an actual child.
And in general years, I'm younger than Aeon. Speaking of which, it's at about this point that Tiermith is going to nip you on the back of the ear and then immediately fly away.
Because we're close to town.
Dumb dragon.
Aw, they love each other.
No. Or just pouts. Don't know the meaning of love with him.
Come on, you big
Kai's just like holding out her arm. She's like, damn it. Damn it.
just the straight, just holding out arms.
Under the blanket. It's just the
She's
blanket.
just, like, holding out
She's like a
arms.
sheet ghost.
The card is haunted.
Does Eno have an equivalent to Halloween?
An equivalent
I guess
to,
just like-
an equivalent to what?
Halloween.
Halloween? I mean, some nations might. I haven't codified any of that.
I mean, what do they call it in 14?
Oh.
All
sounds
Saints
very
Wake.
All Saints Wake, there you go.
If I had to imagine what Halloween was, it would be something to do with Diablos, wouldn't it?
Probably. But it was still only a century
is-
ago. There are still people alive who were there for that, so it might be a long time
Well, I
before
mean,
that
even
holiday spawns.
Diablos has still been a big, boogeyman for much longer than that, eons.
Fair enough.
So,
Because, I did kill most of you at one time.
Anyway.
so, this is, girl, mom, Tate, where?
Really?
You know where it is, for the sake of brevity. So,
Rosa knows where it is. She is having Fluffy go to Amanda's house.
yep, so you bring the, you turn the wagon.
that was her name.
Yeah. You turn the wagon down the side of the road.
I used them.
Woohoo! You turn a wagon down the side road for Amanda's little house. And after a couple of minutes, and these, like, dirt paths have been thankfully plowed at this point, so it's not too hard traveling. After a couple minutes, you eventually come up to it. And as you're coming up, Celia stands up. Finally. She hops down and goes running up for the door.
Yeah, at this point, Kai just like removed the blanket quickly. She's like, okay.
But it was working.
So Celia runs up to the door, knocks on it hard a few times before just throwing it open and bursting in. Mom, I'm home! Oh my goodness! And then from inside you hear some just assorted muffled squeals of relief and high-pitched back and forth and talking, and then a very much an exclaimed, "What?" And then out comes running Amanda.
We did the thing.
So you did. It took you a while, and Celia says you saved her life? She was in danger?
Yeah, there was a bit of an incident with a sorcerer and mind control and slavers, but it worked out.
Amanda's face has gone kind of strained. Then
Yeah,
Celia...
that was the first welfare check I've ever been on.
Celia
No,
comes
Klaus.
out, but Celia comes out behind her mother a moment later. Mother, it's fine. They rescued me and everyone else. I can tell you everything. Just don't work yourself into a tizzy, please. Okay, all right. I won't. I still want to hear everything. Oh, I planned on telling you everything. Good. I'll be with you in just a second. Go inside, get warm. I have to finish up things here. Celia nods. The two share a warm hug.
If you don't want to get into a tizzy, you might want to leave out the part about being thrown on a fire.
Celia gives you just like this sharp, shut up look.
Cassandra just puts a hand over Rose's mouth.
Why does keep happening to me?
Well, lesson number 2 about being an adventurer, Rosa. Know when and when not to open your mouth.
I'm giving you a new lesson, and she's gonna, using her fangs, give you a light nip on the hand.
I was expecting you to lick the hand, but all right.
No, fangs, nip, hand, like cat, biting hand. Displeased.
Can I have a roll to see if she even reacts? She
Post-
raised a dragon.
Opposed force rolls, I guess.
Oh, that's good, because I am Miss Bloody Librarian Noodle Arms here is good with force, clearly.
Exactly.
That was a good roll, though. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
12.
Damn it.
All right. Well, it kind of pinches a bit, but you've had worse. Anyways,
Jaws clamped onto Cassandra's hand.
And she just looks like, Rosa, I raised a dragon. You need to do a little better than that.
Oh, fair.
As Celia goes inside and Amanda comes walking up to all of you. Well then, I believe a deal is a deal. She reaches down to her side and withdraws a pouch of gil and passes it forward. For a job well done.
And takes the pouch.
It is 600 gil, bringing the communal gil up to 1,085.
Noise.
Yay. Money!
And put that in a safe place.
Okay. Takes it and puts it in his fluff.
The fluff.
All right. Well, thank you very, very much for bringing her home, and by the sounds of it, taking care of her when she was in danger.
No problem whatsoever. Fine.
What?
Let's her go.
He means you're welcome.
Yes, that. Bleh. Human hand. Bleh.
I should be getting inside then. Again, thank you all very much. And if you need anything else from me at any point, feel free to ask. And then she gives a little bow of her head and steps back inside, and door closes.
So, that was our official first proper job as the Freebirds, right?
Yep.
So how does it
Gotta
feel?
She just planks face first onto the ground.
It is cold.
Wakes her up.
Picks her back up onto the cart.
Not the sort of reaction I was expecting.
Sorry, I had to vent a moment. Didn't realize that much stress on my shoulders. Our jobs can be like that.
Pretty much.
Only the fun ones.
Alright, twitches.
It shows that you have great responsibility about you.
I do have great power.
Okay.
Can we maybe just have a few days without kidnapping and trauma and I mean, a couple of things we still need to do while we're in Tenora if you have time today.
Like what?
Well, we've all kind of tinkered with our weapons except for Kiyana. Your gun could do some snazzing up. I mean, no, it's not awesome already, but you know, boom, bigger boom.
Boom, bigga boom.
Poof!
And that's
Oh,
the
no.
wand lighting up.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You say poof, and the wand. Bwah.
It's day, Aeon. I think it doesn't need to be any brighter.
it's like middle of the afternoon. It's like 4 or 5 p.m.
Still light.
And maybe we could also use some of this money to help snazz up some of Kanara's armor because she seems to be up front a lot and she nearly died and that's scary and
Rosa. No. Be calm. I can assure you I survived much worse.
you were on the ground bleeding out.
Yeah, I'm definitely not
Well-
telling you my darkest days then.
Well, let's see here. As far as armor goes, one tier 2 is 450.
I
And
should
then you,
open the rule book, shouldn't I? That would be a good idea.
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I'm just
And-
looking at my notes about that.
And a tier 2 gun. Actually, does it cost less to make
I mean,
it?
if I forge
Yes,
it,
yes,
it
if-
would cost
if-
225 gil.
Yeah, if you're crafting an item, you only have to pay half the cost. If assuming
It
you're
will take time.
assuming you don't have the a material component, but there is also the risk of the synthesis failing and you getting nothing.
I mean,
for your
if we
effort,
just
and
wanna
it
get-
takes time.
If you want to get them some materials, Kanara could work. Kanara and Kiyana could work on them on the way to Anomo.
Right, that's fair.
Because you know,
Perhaps.
I will
Kiyana
point
doesn't
out,
want to stay.
I will point out as a reminder that for something like upgrading weapons or armor or crafting new weapons or armor, generally speaking, for anything higher than tier 1, you need to remain in a location that has appropriate facilities. You're not going to be forging a suit of armor on the road. You need a forge.
The
Yeah, it's a
alternative.
good idea, but when it comes to armor and weapons, we need
The
a blacksmith
alternative-
or forge.
The alternative, since Anna decides differently, and she doesn't seem to really want to stay, is we wait till Anamo, where,
I am
we don't-
fairly a novice when it comes to the craft. I need a place to work.
I have an idea, Cooper.
And what's that?
Mm.
He goes up to Kai and says, "What do you want to do, Kai?"
R.A.B. the muted.
Oh dear.
Ari, why you muted?
Ari, where you be?
Is that roll?
She's invisible again.
Mother and sister in the room. Ah.
Of course.
Blah.
I figured as much.
Well,
I will keep that in mind.
Ari,
However, also...
type into chat, what would Kayana's preference be? Stay in Tenori to make weapons, or wait till Anamo?
I mean, there's also Lalito on the way.
Oh, it's also a bit of a out of the way jaunt to the left path as well.
Mm.
The wrong direction.
Yeah, it's either that or wait till no.
Stay in Tenori.
Stay in Tenori. Okay.
Ah, it's a surprising answer.
Indeed.
Okay.
I wish we could pick Kayana's brains about that, but I guess we'll have to wait a minute.
Well,
We'll have
you-
to wait.
okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I need to be right back. I need to hit the restroom, and I will need to fill up my thermos because I forgot to do that. I'll be right back.
We are organized.
What's
That's fine, that
organization?
works out stuff for me.
So I have my own sorting system in the library: A, B, color, genre.
So it's
Cooper?
350 for the gun if you're gonna forge it.
Actually, hang on a minute. I've got it
Tier
all
2
right
weapon.
here.
Tier 2 weapon is 700.
If you like aids, I could also help with that.
Well, that's what he's on about. Like, if you unless you
Yeah.
have, do you have any material components to nullify the cost altogether? That's already half the 350.
That's what I'm looking, but I think I've only used my only material.
Yeah,
Let's
to
see.
make.
Yeah,
the-
I only used it. So
Aeon's
yeah, she
mob
won't
one.
have a glowing gun.
Well, no.
Aw, I wanted me and Kai to have poof guns. They're poof
Yeah.
weapons.
Poof guns
That would
and-
be adorable.
Oh
and
my
hilarious.
god. So let's see here. That's 350
Oh, yeah.
for the
350
gun,
for the weapons. Yeah.
and
450 base for the armor,
225
so yeah.
for the armor. So for
Mhm.
Kunara's tier 2 armor
450,
and a tier 2
550,
weapon for Kai would be
575.
575, which leaves us with a bit more to play with.
About half of our current coin, but we got 500 from Amanda right now, so it's all of that plus 75.
Again, it's weird hearing that one, their actual name.
Mm.
It's still.
Going down, I pay attention. I have notes. I am organized. I'm a librarian. I should be.
Mm.
So, okay. So,
Much as-
yeah.
I also
Weapon-
had.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead, Doctor. Sorry.
Okay. I mean, as much as I did have also plans for a shield, unfortunately, I don't have a lot in armor as I do weapons, so probably
yeah.
hold back on the shield idea for now.
Well,
You
let's-
have a basic shield, don't you?
Yeah.
Tier 1 shield.
I mean,
Uh,
armor is more
I
important.
mean, a
than
tier 2 shield costs a lot less than.
I was thinking of tier 3, because then I have 4 to 5.
Oh yeah, I would wait.
So I wait back for that
yeah.
one.
Alright,
Darkness,
sorry about
we
that.
can't
I'm
use-
back.
I'm pretty sure we can't use tier 3.
I mean, we
here.
can, but it's not practical to get it yet.
Yeah.
I would say the armor's more important to upgrade first, because that's most of your armor score. Than the
That is
That is
shield,
true, and I have got that
which would
down.
between the gun and the armor, it's both tier 2.
That's
So
about
2 days
half
for
of
one,
our-
2 days for another. So 4 days would be in Tenori in total. For that.
Yes.
I mean,
Unless
both.
someone else can try to work on it, I'm afraid it will take 4 days.
Oh, so tier.
I mean, if they're both working on it like at the same time, isn't it just 2 days?
Oh yeah, if they're working separately, I guess.
If one works on gun, one works on armor.
But it will still require a separate wall, if I recall, of how it's ruled.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I will point out that because armor is generally more complicated than a weapon, it does take longer per tier.
Okay, so how long would you?
The way
rule
I generally rule it at present, but there's still sort of a provisional way of doing things, is that a weapon takes as many days as it has tiers, whereas for armor that number is doubled.
So that's 4 days for the armor and 2 days.
I would say that's why I would have
For
gone
now.
for an easier option, but it's probably the same for a shield.
The shield would have the same timetable as the weapon because it's just a handheld item.
but again,
Alright.
you're our kind of tanky person, so armor is more important for that armor score.
Well, you don't forget, there's another reason why I went for the shield. Not just for Fortify at tier 3, but avoidance +2.
It does add a bit of avoidance, but again, I don't think the DM will allow us to have a tier 3.
Also, tier 3, that's going to be expensive.
And tier 3 is 550,
275.
275
On
with
craft.
Shields
craft.
are a lot cheaper.
Also, a higher DC though for tier 3 as well.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah, that's the only
So,
downside.
yeah, like with your synthesis score as it currently is, going to be a tough roll to not fuck it. So,
Yeah, I only have a +2 for armor.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you need, according to the rulebook, you need at least an 11 for tier
And
3.
unless you want to waste more destiny, which you really shouldn't, I'd say armor is your best bet in terms of practicality.
Even though it would still be
Yeah.
an expensive wall, because it's double.
So, okay, so if we're doing this and staying at Nori for these like 4 days to do all of this, you sure about that, Kiyana? I'm kind of surprised to hear you want to stay in Nori. You were kind of eager to not be before.
There was a little bit of silence there until she says, "I'm sure. I promise. I'll be fine."
Okay.
If you say so.
Can I do an insight check on Kiyana?
Sure, I
Like,
guess.
Which is inquiry, which I have nothing in, so this will go well. But
I would guess it would be in this case inquiry versus Kiyana's negotiation. And then if Rosa rolls higher, then Kiyana can just.
like Rose is trying to figure out like if Kiyana is hiding something, holding something back, like she's expecting something to happen. Like, what's the deal here? What's going on? It's a bit shady.
Right. And while you're rolling that, just to confirm, the plan is to get 1 tier 2 weapon crafted for Kai and 1 tier 2 set of armor for Darkness.
Well, I need to ask, what would be the wall for the armor? Because it'd be...
According to the rulebook, it's a 9.
All right. Just so we're clear, the cost for that, assuming all goes according to plan, would be 575 gil.
Alright. So, it's the same as a tier 2 weapon, then? If it's 9.
It's just,
You don't
that's
have
just both, that's just both
higher roll
things.
to beat.
Yeah, that's just both things added together. Anyway, so.
I got a 4. I suck.
Alright, what do I need?
A negotiation check. It's one of your skills.
Alright.
Oh.
Not
You sound-
honey.
You sound a lot further away from your mic at the moment, Ari.
Better?
A little.
Yeah, what did you say, Oz?
I was like, not you, honey.
Not me, what?
Well, doesn't matter. It
I'm
wasn't you.
reading. Can't read now?
Does Kiyana have anything in negotiation?
Yes.
I'm screwed.
Unless Kiyana rolls a critical fail.
I want to play with the dice.
No.
No,
Yes,
no, no, no,
I
no, no,
am.
no, no.
Play with the dice. I need to know things.
My God.
What?
Okay, 2d6. Can you let me look at the sheet? Thank you.
No, it's mine.
Jesus
put it down, or else you won't get a lollipop that I got for you.
Oh.
Get
Oh,
it?
damn. Yeah, the only way
Hey.
Kiyana can fail this check is if she makes a critical fail.
14.
Only. I know
Hey.
nothing. I am oblivious. I
Okay,
am
so
just
the way this
stupid,
basically
stupid cat.
Okay, so the way this basically boils down, Rosa, you do get the impression that Kiyana is keeping something close to her chest, but she does seem convincingly confident in her choice, so you decide not to press it.
This is fine. There's nothing wrong here. Moving on. Onwards.
Yes.
All
I
right.
need to patch up my armor, and as long as you're all fine with it, I vote we also get a little bits of food I can cook up along the road whenever we set camp.
Well,
You all
we
need to be
can.
well fed after all.
Well, you're all getting started on your weapons and armor. Shall we stay in the same inn as before? You know it is.
Only costs 15
Didn't-
gil for a night. 3 gil per
Hmm.
person.
We're gonna see the Elephant Man again.
People don't usually
That
stay in inns.
was a different
Hello?
inn.
Is it?
That
Is
was-
a different? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that was over in Windhurst.
Ah.
Our first time through.
Hey, you never know. We might see him again.
Probably not. He was a cameo character. He's done.
You never know.
I do. I'm the game master. I'm God.
Aeon can dream. Let the baby dream.
Okay.
Yeah, let me dream, God. I can dream.
Yes, you can.
He has a point.
Everyone here can dream. Those are not safe from me, as the track record shows.
Mm.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so after all expenses for your current plans, that'll bring the party guild down to 495.
Alright.
There you go, then.
So, let's do the gun roll first because that will take less time. So I believe Kiyana is the one doing the upgrade.
Yes.
Okay.
Yup.
All right. So, Kiyana, I need a synthesis weapons check. It'll be moderate difficulty, so you need to roll more than a 9. I don't believe you have anything in synthesis weapons. You have tinkering, right?
Ooh.
Yes.
All right. So
You might need to put some destiny on that.
you very well might, and you only have 2 destiny points to spend. So good luck. Start with the
Don't
first
look at me,
2d6.
Can one of us help?
I mean,
I'd say one person can help to add a +2, but it can't be Kunara because she's already busy.
yeah, as I was gonna say, not as much as I want to. I am not much on guns. Blades, yes, and bows, but guns,
Rosa is going to
too many
having-
parts.
knowing absolutely nothing about armor forging, but having at least read about the technical inner workings of firearms. She was to start helping draw diagrams and start writing an essay about it somewhere along the line.
All right.
Oh my God.
And just,
You
yeah.
sound like the person right for the job.
Oh, she got a 9.
Nice.
Damn.
All right. So, over the course of the next 2 days, you knuckle down and you start working on your upgrades to your gun. And it's a little tricky, as this thing kind of just came packaged as, like you made this thing initially with some guidance, and now you're having to work without guidance. You're the one in charge of the proceedings, so it takes some reading up and the acquisition of a few specific tools, but after a couple of days, you are able to upgrade your gun from Tier 1 to Tier 2. Which also means you can acquire a new weapon property for it, but that is something we can attend to in the off session.
Yep.
Unless you already had something in mind, but otherwise it's something we can attend to in the off session. Now, I need to do something.
Oh,
I'll look into it. Okay. So yeah, off session.
what was that?
Okay. Well then,
don't
if
like that
I
one.
could ask everyone except for Ari and Tom to stay here while I drag them into the Hall of Whispers with me?
Oh, I may get out again. Bye.
Okay.
It's kidnapping the cat and the
The little one.
little one.
All right. All right, Ari, do you have the option to unmute yet?
Background noise if it's there.
You could probably use something like push to talk where you are only unmuted when you're talking. It's like the worst time for people to be in the room. Can you hush them away?
I cannot.
Oh.
Problematic.
Sounds fine.
We can live with it. So, on this second day, as you're finalizing the gun, you've been working for a good long while. It is bloody freezing outside. We're talking like 16 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere between there and 33. It is very, very cold. There's no snow falling, but there doesn't need to be. It's already all accumulated out there. And you found yourself working in kind of a downtown workshop, rented out the space for the couple days. And you've been working with Rosa for the last several hours on this final day of the work to finalize things. And finally, it's time for the first proper test shot. The gun is in your hand, more or less the same as before, but just with a few new added gizmos and a refinement to the inner workings. You turn to a little target dummy that Rosa had set up for you. Just sort of a...
So in theory, that target dummy should have the precise angle for the perfect shot, and I'm just gonna let you try it. You know what you're doing.
I got what you were saying the first time.
And then, with that, you pull the trigger. There's a burst of light, a flash of energy as the arcane bullet flies out and strikes against the dummy and knocks a pretty hefty chunk out of its stone front. A small bit of smoke trails from the tip of the barrel. You look at it appreciatively. Definitely an upgrade.
Take that, dummy, and no much for science.
And it's as...
Okay, a little cocky there.
I mean, it's your gun. I think you've earned the right to be cocky. Kind of cool.
And it's at about this point that you suddenly hear the door to the workshop open up, and a Tarfel individual comes walking in. He's dressed in armor, wears sort of a horned helmet, and Kiyana, you sort of turn to look at him and instantly recognize him. And as his eyes sort of scan across the room and eventually land on you, you see the sort of wide smile come across his face. Ah, I see that the rumors were right. Kiyana, it's good to see you. And he reaches up and pulls off the helmet, and Rosa, you see the sort of cascading flow of like silvery blonde hair sort of going down the back of his head as he tucks the helmet under one arm. He then looks over at you and gives a little nod. And you must be one of Kiyana's new companions, I take it?
Yep, I'm Rosa Solwyn, and you know Kiyana?
I've known her for a very long time, yes.
Oh, is this one of the super rich family members or something?
You can just see Kai just like nudging her on the leg.
Yep, shutting up.
Well, I believe introductions are in order then. And he sort of sets his helmet down next to him and then gives sort of a... I'm just trying to find a thing here. Give me a second. And then he throws a sharp salute. Vice Commander Pippin Torupin of the First Circle.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Well, I now don't need to work to imagine his face anymore.
been a long time, Kiyana. Or at least it feels like it.
Yeah, it has.
There's a sort of awkward silence that falls over things.
Don't we have to still be silent? This is getting really awkward.
It is.
Thanks for stating the obvious.
Word reached the estate not all that long ago about your recent exploits, and well, I was sent to ascertain the truth of them. And when word reached us that you were back in the city, well, your father wanted me to ascertain them myself.
In which you can see Kai just eyes widen when he mentions her dad.
He cannot know that I'm here.
I'm afraid he already does. I'm not the only person who brings him information.
In
Maybe we
which you
should have
can
kept the
see-
blanket.
In which you can see Kai just going like,
Dang it!
If it's any consolation, I don't think he's going to do anything. He just wants to keep tabs on you.
which Kai is like,
I am perfectly fine. I'm fine.
I know you are. I'm just following orders.
I'm just not ready to see him.
And I have not been asked to bring you to him, so you don't have to worry about that.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm trying to find appropriate music for this. Hey. Well. You should also know that your mother sends her regards.
yeah, Kai's kind of like eyes soften in a way.
Well. If there's anything you need while you're here in the city, Kiyana, you know how to get in touch with me.
Alright. But it's good to see him again.
You too. And he opens his mouth as if to say something more, hesitates, and then shakes his head, thinks better of it. I should be getting back to my work then. It is good to see you again, Kiyana. I hope you're taking care of yourself.
You as well.
And he nods at you, Rosa.
Bye.
He puts his helmet back on, turns and walks out.
What the fuck was that?
Give me a second, I need to get the tea sheet.
What
They
was that?
use- So you're looking at the dang sheet.
I just want to make sure I got the right.
It seemed like the backstory sheet. Double checking info.
Yeah. I've known him for a long time.
Yeah, I did. Mentioned your dad and your mum. You don't get on with your dad?
No, he doesn't like what I'm doing, basically.
Oh, he seemed worried about you.
You can just see Kai rolling her eyes.
And your mom?
I miss her, it's just that I barely talk to my dad.
I mean, maybe you should. I know I'm probably overstepping saying this, but maybe you should. I don't know. Try because family is shouldn't. Nothing's more important than family. So maybe.
I just don't want to talk to him at the moment. Well, maybe, but I don't know if I'm ready.
You just see Rose's tail drooping, and if you imagine if she did have normal Mithra ears, they'd be drooping as well. Oh, right. Sorry. Should we get back to the others, or? Hannah?
Ari? Uh-oh, what happened this time?
Oh.
Ah.
Ah.
Oh. Regardless. After a couple of seconds of quiet, the scarab sort of shifts in Kiyana's pocket, then just quietly emerges. Sort of flies up, comes to a land on her shoulder, and then just settles there.
Oh. Vidi, right?
Arnvid, but that's what Miss Aeon calls him.
I think Vidi's cute. She's gonna scratch the top of the scarab gently, like petting.
The scarab backs away the second your finger makes contact.
Aww. I will make you love me.
It's not like what you do with Aeon.
You hear a few little whirs and clicks and ticks from it. Otherwise, it does not respond.
I think he likes Aeon more than you.
Well, it's Aeon. He cheats. He's adorable. Where did you get this thing anyway? You never said.
My mentor gave him to me.
A mentor.
He was also my friend.
What's his name?
Arnvid.
Oh, I get it. So, does that get confusing? Because if there's two Arnvids?
I just think of him as like with pointing at Viddy. I'm just gonna call him Viddy at this point.
Okay.
I just think of him as like a piece of him that
Sorry, say that again. You just think of him as a piece of him, you say?
yeah.
Is he here in the city with your family and stuff?
He's gone.
Oh. Well, so you carry him with you, I guess. Be good, Viddy. No more shielding our enemies, please.
Can you repeat that?
No more shielding
said-
our enemies, please, is what she said.
To the scarab.
It's random.
There's got to be a way to control that, right? You know, some sort of hidden mechanism, psychic bond, maybe? Command phrase?
That's why I'm trying to figure out.
I can help. I like writing things and researching projects.
That would be great.
Awesome. I can think of like 50 new research methodologies. How best to poke you?
The scarab lets out a few little whirs, a grinding sound, and then it just turns and climbs down Kiyana's arm until it stuffs itself back into her pocket.
Aw, but research. Fine, we'll do this later because we have to do science.
I'm guessing your ear twitched.
You can't tell. I have hair. Close my ears.
It's just a guess.
Damn, she's good. Well, I will regale you of my research methodologies and past papers and all the things we can do to see what makes the little guy tick later. I think the others are probably wondering where we got to.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Before we do though, because, you know, the whole being there to talk thing, if you want to talk about your family or not, it's fine. Just, I can talk because you've helped me a lot and it'd be nice to help you too.
Is she talking about Pippin?
I think she's
Say
just
that again?
talking I think Rose is just talking in general, like if you want to talk about any of your issues.
Yeah, and like
Ro-
family and stuff.
Rose is making herself available.
Did you just reverse psychology?
Hey, the student needs to surpass the master. And she starts walking out.
In which you can see Kai just going nothing like,
I can't be mad at you.
All right. And with that, you make your way out of the workshop, clean up anything you left behind, any bits of rubble or debris left over from your work, and close the door behind you to make your way back to the others. And let's go ahead and rejoin them, shall we?
Okie doke.
Back, welcome.
What did we miss?
Who died?
No.
Oh, you could probably watch it.
No one
Was
died,
it-
just a few mysteries.
Hey, I am Aozer, Rose's twin sister from another life. Hello. New character.
Ozar, the ever trolling.
So, keeping secrets again?
Of course I am. Either way, so for the rest of you hunkering down at your, just sort of at the local inn, which I do believe I actually have what that inn is written down, if you'll give me a moment to pull up the town. Yes, the Sprouting Flower. The cheapo inn on the edge of town. The rest of you are kind of, minus Kunara, so just, Aeon, I guess?
Hmm?
Aeon and Cassandra, you two are in the common room of the Sprouting Flower when Rosa and Kiyana return.
Yep.
And you see
Hi,
at Kiyana's
guys.
side a holstered gun that resembles her previous one, but is clearly an upgrade.
Hi guys, did we miss much?
Get back!
Cassandra. Can I just say, like, when they walk in, Cassandra has just Aeon just sitting on her chest, so she's just laying down somewhere and just, like, playing with his palm because she's so bored.
Sure, yeah. Just playing with the palm.
Boing, boing.
Boing,
Bang,
boing,
bang,
boing.
bang.
Liboing.
Just looks over like, how'd you finish your pea shooter yet?
I don't know. Did you, Kiyana?
Or is family in room again?
There has been some family in the room.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, we've seen a message.
Yeah, it's made the scene a little awkward to act out.
Very much. I'm looking forward to when that won't be a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Make Kayana's roleplay interactions much easier to do.
Yes.
Bang, 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 bang.
Boing.
Why did I imagine when it comes to Cassandra just touching his hands? Why did I imagine those people who touch the cat's paws?
Well, Cassandra's
My
playing with the
God.
palm and not the paws.
The big ball on
So
his
the
head.
the big fluff ball on his head. That's what she's playing with.
This little,
Bang,
like just playing with it like a slow motion door stopper.
bang, bang, bang.
It is a very weird
I'm
feeling.
a paddleball.
So again, she looks over and Takai is like, "So you finished the pea shooter?"
Yes, and when you saw the gun and everything, you can kind of see Kai having a little smile, just thinking about someone.
Kayana smiling. Something's wrong.
Smile. Cassandra sees this and gets a look.
Sandra,
What?
she's smiling.
I can see that. What you smiling about there?
In which Kai just snaps out of reality. She's like, huh?
You were smiling.
Kai was smiling. Kai was smiling.
Igor, what were you thinking about when you were smiling there?
I wasn't smiling.
Do you like
Oh,
Pippin?
you were.
Please, can someone repeat that?
Like you think,
Rosa,
What did
like
Rosa
you
say?
thinking about.
Rose said, do you like Pippin?
Which Kai's like,
Pippin. Who's Pippin?
What's a Pippin?
Does she blush when she says that?
yeah, she does.
Yeah. You do like Pippin. Kyan has a boyfriend.
Rosa, Sandra, get up, we gotta go.
And immediately just is over there, just with her hand on Kayana's shoulder. So, who's Pippin?
Is he your boyfriend?
No, he's not my boyfriend.
You acting like so cool and cold towards him. Is that Sundari?
That would make sense.
Oh, playing hard to get, huh? That's a good way to go about it. Make him work
hate you
for
all.
it.
No, you don't. Like he had like longish blonde hair, armor that showed some skin and abs and stuff.
His armor didn't actually do that on the grounds that it's fucking cold and this is not a desert. His armor is
Well,
different.
I'm picturing him as his 14 design because it's Pippin Terrapin. But, you know.
Well, you're talking about abs, bros. It seems like you're the one that likes him too.
Nope, we're talking about Kiyana here, not me.
But the first thing you said was abs.
So, Kiyana, he came to this workshop. He was like this armored Terrafel, and she acted so like cool and brushed him off, and she likes him. Is it a childhood romance? Have you always liked him? Tell us details.
I'm not saying anything to you guys anymore.
Please.
Cassandra just picks her up and puts her on her knee. Come
Oh
on.
Kiyana?
Child. Yeah. Yes. Bring Skynet and puts her on her knee. Come on.
This is where that new gun gets tested.
Oh no.
What's Kiyana doing with that? Getting picked up like a child being put on Santa Claus.
He's just struggling.
A post-force check.
Sports check.
Bring out
Actually,
the force.
no. Cassandra, force check. Kiyana, escape check.
Oh no.
Fuck. How much escape does Kayana have?
I don't know.
I got a good roll.
How you did?
Uh-oh.
You got it.
Nothing.
Big
Escape, right?
14.
Yes.
Yep. Can you escape the grasp? Damn, always a critical.
Nope.
Oh no.
Okay, Kiyana's held.
Wait, so there's nothing in escape. Oh dear.
Nope. Kiyana is not used to having to squirm out of things.
You and me both, Kiyana.
So yep, Kiyana is now firmly held on Cassandra's knee.
Not tell big sis Cassandra about your little crush. Is he hot?
I am not telling you anything.
We can go find him.
No, you're not fighting him.
But he seems like such a nice guy.
Kiyana, help me.
She's not there.
Kanara's off crafting.
She's off crafting. She looks for the wolf. She's up there. It's like, damn it.
The one time she's not there.
Yeah, he had armor. His hair was like beneath the helmet. It was like long, swept back blonde.
Family
Swishing
of Rosa,
through the
yes.
air.
Big sparkly abs.
I imagine he does. And
I know you imagine
That
it. You
is-
like
that
those
is
type of
your
guys.
type. That is your type, Rosa.
well, you clearly have a type in Pippin. I mean, I couldn't even guess at the time, given things were going on. But like, she like sent him away. You didn't even ask him out or anything. You need to do this better.
At least I don't drool over men like you.
I don't drool.
She
much.
gets all red like a tomato.
Rosa takes 6 points of psychic damage.
Why are we talking about my preferences? We're talking about Kiyana, who has an actual boyfriend. I think she'd like him to be. Have you ever told him?
Well,
He is
considering-
not my boyfriend for
But
the
you
last
want-
time.
But you want him to be.
Hmm?
Have you ever told him?
No.
Has he ever told you?
No, we were just messing around. Jeez.
You've messed around.
Not like
What?
that.
Messed around. Well,
Wait till you're older.
but why would you make a mess around the place that you were at?
You want to talk?
It is at about this point that the scarab suddenly pops out of Kayana's pocket, crawls up to her shoulder, and then its carapace pops open.
Vinny!
and a green gear suddenly pops up and out.
It's never done that before. Has it done that before? I don't think it's done that before.
Hi, Biddy.
There's a sudden pulse of energy from the green gear as it dissipates. Everyone in the room except Kiyana is suddenly inflicted with stop.
What?
Can we oppose?
You may make opposed finesse checks to resist the effect, but it's going to be a pretty high DC.
Okay.
Why finesse?
Good
Because
luck.
magic!
Biddy force.
Yes. Oh, so fun.
Good luck.
Oh, that's good. That is very good. 14.
Well, the dice like me today, for once.
I
Alright.
got a good roll for once.
What did Aeon get?
Okay, roll 2d6. Of course.
8.
So the DC was 15.
Oh, you're kidding me.
So
Yeah.
none of us.
He's 1 point roll for Rosa.
Yeah. So this green wave washes over the whole room, and Rosa, Cassandra, and Aeon all immediately, you just get rigidly locked
What
in place.
about everyone else in the tavern?
There aren't very many people in right now because it's like, like late morning, so everyone's either already at work or whatever. So, like, the 2 or 3 other people who are in the room just kind of look over, see this happening, and quietly decide that now would be a good time to take their breakfast and drinks and go to another room.
So we are stopped.
There's about 24 seconds that pass before the effect.
Does Kiyana do anything during this time?
That is a good question. Kiyana, you have 24 seconds.
She just gets out of freaking Cassandra's arms and just like runs.
Oh my god, she runs.
She just hops off her knee and just starts running.
He just books it.
Where does she run to?
Definitely runs out. Like out the freaking
So just,
Just runs out the front door.
just
Probably the
away.
She's
So-
like, fuck that.
and then after about 20 seconds, the effect wears off on you three, and you sort of stagger and lurch a bit as the effect fades.
That's no fair.
Oof. That felt weird.
Since when can the thing do that?
Biddy's awesome!
When it works for, well, her favoritism.
Biddy!
More important, she escaped our questioning. She has a boyfriend.
Well,
Do you think we should tell him? We should tell him. Should we tell him?
No, Rosa. Let's say you have to let her do her own thing. If she wants to play hard to get, he just has to work harder.
This is such an invasion you guys are doing. Just such an
We're
invasion
curious.
of Kayana's privacy.
Which is why I'm glad I gave Kiyana being the only child.
did I make an illusion of him, Sandra?
Well, Rosa's gonna have to give you the details in a little more than just
I'm
wavy
going
blonde
to.
hair and
I'm gonna-
abs.
I'm going to take just a page out of my notebook, and I'm going to try and draw him. Okay.
Performance check.
I have none. This will go well.
I had none.
Is it a thing or two? No, I have none. This will go fine. I can't wait to draw a stick figure.
If she did, I would have laughed.
9.
9. It's basically what you might expect from someone when they decide to pick up a pencil and watch a single video on how to draw anime-style characters and then make the eyes way too big and forget perspective is a thing. There's clearly an effort here, but it ends in disaster. It looks good only to the person who drew it.
I'm back.
Voila, this is Pippin. I think.
You
Yeah, right?
think? I can't work with thing.
Damn.
I would really happen this. Oh no, starts quivering.
Meyer, Why is his eyes so big?
Is that how he was when you met him? Or is that when he was staring at Kai?
Again, I don't need to be an artist anyway.
I mean, you missed a lot.
Indeed, I have. You're crippling poor little Rosa. Aren't you?
We also crippled. To fill you in, we interrogating Kiyana about her crush. She stopped us and ran away.
Oh, wait, I
She
could
ran off.
try.
Okay, that's the bit I missed. Oh,
Just
boy.
a little Taro fell running.
Oh dear.
Well,
So you
anyways,
actually,
as
like, try the
so
illusion?
well at any rate, we'll cut away a bit from Rosa and Co. as she's recognizing that she has more work to do. She wants to be doing great works of art.
She just sits in like a balled up position in the corner, sulking that her art sucks.
Aw.
Aww.
But outside, a little ways away, after running for like the 40 seconds or so, Kiyana, do you eventually come to a stop anywhere?
Yeah, definitely she stops. I don't know. Probably near a shop or something. I don't know.
We'll say you come to a stop by a street corner in a fairly clustered market where no one's gonna mark your passing. Kind of find a lamppost and lean against it to catch your breath, kind of doubling over a bit after that little Hail Mary sprint.
Just Olympic sprint.
Yep. And on your shoulder, the scarab lets out a few little clicks and whirs.
You saved my life back there.
And then it just kind of crawls back down your side and back into the pocket.
Thank you, Vid.
They were not taking the hint, so it intervened.
It sensed distress. It knew.
It's like, okay, this is going too far. Clearly she doesn't want to talk about this in their push, and time to intervene.
Oh, you said thank goodness you're an only child, but you haven't found family now. You're no longer an only child. Congrats.
Thanks
We will
for
fill-
reminding me.
Still, there
We
does
will-
come a point to stop, and that's what the scarab was for. To tell
Literally.
you all, okay, that's enough.
We will fill the void of siblings, which means we don't know when to stop.
That's fine. I know when to stop you. I will find some in-universe contrivance to prevent you. Anyways,
So just out of curiosity, so is this Pippin just basically based off of the 114?
wears a different suit of armor, but otherwise, yes.
Is he the son of the general?
That information was not disclosed. All he said to Rosa was Vice Marshal of the First Circle.
Ah.
Anyways, following that debacle, unless there's anything else people want to do on that day, then we move on to the next craft. Kunara, you're upgrading your armor?
Yep.
Then I need a synthesis armor check from you. DC 9.
Oh boy.
Roll.
Well, good.
Roll good, or you're gonna have to use Destiny.
As a
Or as
warrior,
you put it, or as you put it earlier, while they were in the other room, I wish luck.
Wish me luck!
Yeah, and
Luck.
then we get Kai being bombarded by freaking 3 other beings just freaking interrogating her.
Okay, Irish Jeans, say what the dice is gonna be today.
Look at the Irish, says.
Sorry, Kiyana, you're the only one with a confirmed romance, and we must live vicariously.
Put another bloody destiny point in it.
Your luck sucks.
It happens.
When
Well, you got
you,
lucky with me.
Come on. Oh, yes, I did.
look, when you see a female Moogle, then you can go do it to Aeon.
Oh, it's a good thing I got plenty of dice, so I can do this all day. Okay. So I just need a 2 or higher, and I'll be fine. As long as it ain't a 1, I'm good.
Does anyone even really understand the concept of romance?
No.
I don't think he's ever met I don't know if he's met another Moogle.
You know,
I mean, I imagine he might have been like exposed to like romantic childhood fairy tale stuff.
Oh, a 6, that would do.
Indeed.
Okay.
but I mean,
So-
as far as
Yeah.
many other Moogles, I never put that in his backstory.
Wait a minute.
so I don't think he actually has.
Well, ain't that a luck? Unlucky 13.
Nice.
Well, in this case, it passes your armor, so you don't break it, so it's lucky 13.
Indeed.
I
So,
would say that. It made me put destiny in it.
Uh,
all right. So yes, you are
anyways,
able
go
to
on.
forge a tier 2 suit of armor. What weight class are you going for? Light, medium, or heavy?
Always medium, and I'm adding res 2 to it.
Res plus 2.
Attribute bonus.
All right. Didn't you also add that to your weapon?
Yeah.
All right. Your HP is gonna get another buff.
I think that's the point. Tank.
All right. So
I'm a
medium.
tanker.
Yep. So medium armor will give you 8 and 8 in your armor and your magic armor. You have a tier 1 shield, don't you?
At the
Yes.
moment, yes.
Then 10 and
I
10.
will upgrade that later. Okie dokie, just updating it now. And some point I will get a new shield. In the far future.
Indeed.
When we're not broke again.
Indeed.
Oh, it's not the fact that I'll be broke, it's the fact that it's a bit high for me to achieve it. And the wall.
All right.
Usually
So,
till Konara comes back, and then they find out Kai is gone.
yeah, this is
Yeah,
2
eventually
days. This
we're
is
gonna
2
have to
days
find-
later at this point that Kunara's armor is done.
Yeah. If I went for
So-
a tier 2 shield, then it'd be a lot cheaper.
No. So
But
Yeah,
there's
we
no
can just-
real properties for it.
So yeah, we'll just say that the others are leaving Kiyana's romance alone after that little incident.
You can,
All
you,
alone.
now.
the Kiyana will occasionally see Rosa just giving her just eyes of fascination and interest and wanting to know.
Basically the same face of the picture of the game day one.
So-
Oh my God.
This episode's thumbnail is blushing Kiyana being interrogated by everyone, yes?
Just Kayana being held on Cassandra's knee.
That's it. That's it. That's the cover art. Just Kai on Cassandra's knee.
And we get her blushing.
Can we get it, hun? Can we? Han.
I'm too busy laughing. So
Oh, sorry. So can we have
sure.
E. And then the title will be
Say for now, and then add the extra
Right.
res.
I'm not good with titles.
You can walk one out at the end when we've done the entire session, but yeah.
Hold on.
Like, romantic interrogation or
You're so silly when you're like saying, "Can we?"
And you love it
That
I
would
do.
carry on.
because when I do that, you can't say no to me.
No, when you
Manipulation.
whine, I can't say no to you.
I've
Oh.
updated my sheet, although the only thing I haven't updated is the HP.
Yeah. I'll recalculate that after we're done here.
Yeah, because I don't think we're going to be in a fight at all today.
Doubtful. In case, well, unless we fuck up and get a random encounter.
Well, we could have had a fight with Kai if she really wanted to.
Uh-oh.
She could have shot me.
No.
So,
gun.
is Kanara wearing the armor when she comes back to the inn?
Well, it's the same armor. She's just basically patched it all up, so imagine, yeah.
Yeah, it's clearly the same suit of armor, but it's undergone some renovations. Some of the broken edges have been smoothed over. Some spots that were hindering movement have been smoothed over to make it easier for her
Vents
to
have
move
been dented out.
Yep, and it's gotten a few layers of like gentle reinforcement to make it more durable and thus reinforce her HP. So
So, when Kanara comes in, you just see like Rosa is just giving a coy smirk over towards Kiyana, who's probably trying to ignore her.
probably.
Oh, Kanara! Oh, is that your new armor?
Yes, I patched it up.
It sparkles, it shimmers, it shines, delights. I love it.
I just got the quote.
I... Glad you like it. Did she
Must you
drink the
have it for
coffee
your
again?
nest?
For my litter, maybe. I don't think I have an S. I'm a cat.
I thought you were restricted from having coffee.
I haven't had coffee. I'm just. It looks good, okay? You look good.
Okay, clearly I'm missing something here.
Yeah, you can see Kai just glaring at Rosa.
I'm in a good mood. Is it aiming for me to be in a good mood?
You were
Hmm.
just bothering me.
I don't know why it's bothering you that you have a boyfriend, but.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Is that why her face is more red? I just thought you angered her.
I think that is anger, yes, but we can deal with that later with some gentle encouragement and prodding and incessant nagging. But
You
So-
interrogated me.
details.
All right, children. Be calm. It's Big Sister's turn to talk.
You were the main
shouldn't be
offender.
one to talk.
Anyway, now that
Yes. Anyway, how did your modifications to your gun went? Successful, I guess?
In which Kai just takes it out and shows it. Yep.
Good. Then we're more efficient.
And with everybody's little projects done, we can start heading towards Anomo.
Well, let me know when you're ready to go, because I still need to get some supplies. After
And
all, we're not
and that's-
traveling on an empty stomach.
Unless someone wants us to stay a little longer to write a love confession.
You can see Kai.
Rosa. She's just discriminatingly looking at you after you said that.
And
Let it
Kiyana?
go.
What was
You
Kiyana
wouldn't
saying?
like it.
I was gonna ask if there's anything like soft so she can hit Rosa.
Soft? Like in the common
like
room
a
of the...
pillow.
Not in the common room of the inn, no. Like, this is where people drink, but, like, you have, like, an empty mug. You've already had your coffee.
Yeah, I'm not throwing a mug at you, Rosa. Then we'll get killed.
You can ask Aeon for something.
Just throw Aeon. He's soft.
Just throw Aeon.
I have something. I didn't use it though. I do have something. The snowball. I still have it.
No.
Oh, yeah, didn't you stuff it in there just to see if it would survive?
Yes.
Okay. Well then, time to... are you reaching in there?
Yes.
Okay,
Let's
so...
see if this works.
Okay, so you see Kiyana frantically searching around for something, and you get the impression, ooh, she wants something to throw, and you're like, I got it, the snowball! And you reach into your fluff, and you pull it out, and it's just damp. It's damp.
Damp or it's melted.
The snowball has melted. Your paw comes out damp.
Yeah, like,
Aw.
Your pocket
Rose-
dimension
Rose-
is room temperature.
Aw.
Rosa doesn't notice any of this. She's just still smirking at Kiyana, her tail swishing predatorially.
I'm gonna have Aeon cry.
Aw.
Aww.
Rosa.
Yeah.
Aeon just spontaneously starts crying, and none of you know why.
No, cry. Lollipop.
No, there's no more melted.
Is it still snowing outside? Do I see the damp for the water just leaking from his floof?
Yeah. And there is a lot, and there is like a good couple and several inches of snow outside.
I got the just thing on. She goes outside, quickly pulls up a snowball, comes back and gives it to him.
You got me a snowball.
Yours melted, so here's a new one.
Oh, thank you. And he just throws it at Rosa. Did I do good, Kai?
Poof!
You did good. You did good.
Yay!
I appreciate your deviousness. I also hate you for it.
You hear a
That's what
voice
we
calling
call
out
karma.
from you hear a voice calling out from the bar. Hey, if you're gonna have a snowball fight, wholesome as that shit is, please take it outside. I don't want it setting into the floorboards.
Forgive me, sir.
Bye.
I will take the children outside.
I'm not a child.
Children!
You people are such a chaotic
Oh.
bunch. I love it.
I'm all wet now.
Well, you're
Now
acting
we're-
like one by mocking Kai's date. Or whatever that is.
We're not dating.
The point still stands. Best to lay off, Rosa, because I know for a fact you don't like it if it was you.
It already has been me. It's my delight.
Yes. Which I sure put Cassandra in charge of teasing you.
She doesn't need permission.
She just kind of waves her hand at the two of them.
No, but I know she's good at it.
I mean, yeah, who do you think was leading the charge? You literally put Kiyana on her knee.
Like a literal child.
Okay, Kanara's just slowly turning her head towards Cassandra. It's like, what the heck?
She just gives an innocent look.
I am
Don't
not.
get
I'm
that
not.
look is not working for anybody.
How dare you not believe Sandra? She would never do anything.
Okay, I'm gonna
Trust
get
is
us some
bombs.
food. Totally not regretting putting you in command. Or second. I am now getting food.
Okay. So, for the sake of brevity, then, is there anything else you kids want to do while you're in Tenori?
Not
that I can
unless
think of.
Kiyana decides she suddenly wants to go visit her family.
I have an idea.
What?
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
He gets to go see Pippin with the rest of the group.
Why? I'm really surprised you actually want us to meet him, considering the circumstances we just had here.
Chaos.
I
Yes, for
will.
chaos to happen.
I'm going to send you a thing really quick over Discord, just as a reminder of information that should be relevant.
Also, how do you, Ari, the player, engineer such a situation when Kiyana definitely won't?
Oh. Do I want chaos to happen, or do I not?
We're the Freebirds. Chaos is our game.
I might have to flip a coin for this.
Oh my.
Leave it in the hands of the change rare.
This should be good. I got a coin to flip.
If we want to simulate a coin flip, you can just roll 1d6 or 1d2. 1 is heads, 2 is tails, or whatever.
Hmm.
One was yet.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Are we going?
We're going.
Okay, this throws all of my plans out of the window.
Yay, Chaos Crew! We are
Just-
chaos!
it just wants Kai's past to be known at this point.
This shall be sound.
All right.
We'll get to you one day, Grandma Panara.
Yay.
Well, it was gonna take us a while to get to the Nomo anyway.
So, how exactly does Kiyana want to approach the group about this?
So you see Kai just thinking about something before she goes up to them and says,
So, since you all want to know what Pippin looks like, not you, Rosa, you already know what he looks like. How about you guys go see him? We go see him before we leave.
Have you changed your mind? Are we doing this? Are we doing this?
But Kuna told us not to.
And she's not here.
But
Hey, I'm the leader, and I say we go.
but she said not to put you in charge.
But she already did, so she said she regrets it. But now it's too late, so I'm in charge, and let's go.
Okay.
So when it comes to love
I-
confessions, if you're going for the whole Sundari route, then in like all
Okay.
these like Far Eastern
Brother,
comic books, like you have to like call them Baka
don't even cover her
and.
mouth.
My turn, my turn! Rayan just covers her mouth.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So I do feel like it would be a good idea to have Kunara along for this.
Yeah.
So can we say that
It hasn't
Kunara
gone
has
that far.
Yeah, Kunara has like after you just went to buy some food, right?
Yeah, which how do we do that, may I ask? Because, you know...
I mean, are you wanting to
It's not
just
free.
get? I mean, are you just wanting to get provisions for the road, or do you want actual food with
Yes,
buffs?
because she's going to cook it. She has got synthesis food, after all.
I'm just picturing in my head just an image of like a bunch of really small chibi Freebirds and then just a normal sized Kanara just looking deadpan walking behind them. Like just parent and children.
It's just mama and her pups.
Yeah.
Well, tell you
Pretty
what.
much.
Well, so is this so? If you're wanting to like actually like, here's the thing. With synthesis food, that's making food items that actually confer a actual buff, a bonus. Examples on page 143.
If you're just getting nice food for the road and supplies, you can just do it.
Yeah, but like if you just like there's like just rations to keep you fed, which we don't keep track of monetarily, but if you want to have like a day-long bonus, that actually requires gil or a crafting check. So you can also check the cost of them on page 127. So if you want to try and do that, you can, but
Kai is slowly regretting her life decisions right now.
as it is, food is something that we can worry about when you're on the road.
Yeah, we have teasing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I say that at this point she just comes back with the stuff and we sort that out after the session.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right, so you gather up your things and you set out with Kiyana at the head of the group, leading the way through the town, through Tonori, and up into the more wealthy regions of the city, where there are larger manors and estates for the well-off and the well-to-do, wealthy merchants or local politicians or community members. And after a while, you sort of come around a bend onto this very nice sort of three-lane thoroughfare, framed on either side by these long, very well-maintained sort of narrow copses of trees that sort of frame out the three lanes. And at the far end, there is this very large manor, 3 stories and walled off by high sort of ornate-ish stone walls with further highly raised sort of twisting and ornately curling, almost gothic sort of black iron metal bars that sort of create the sort of impenetrable barrier to climbing, looking simultaneously graceful and elegant, but also just slightly imposing. And you can see sort of along the corners of that wall and sort of along various points on the larger manor, you can see little blue glowing runes that Rosa, your magically inclined mind, immediately picks up as being enchantments of reinforcement, essentially incurring a dramatic increase to basically just increasing the res of the structure, making it sturdier and harder to damage.
God, I thought my family's Athel estate was meant to be big, supposedly. Wow, you are loaded.
And I wished not to speak about it, but hey, life is going great.
So, this is the one, eh?
Yep.
What's your family's business again?
My father is part of the council.
Right. Well, I guess we're knocking on the doors because I don't want to mess with those runes. I feel like that would end badly.
Christian, have you actually spoken to him?
No, not ever since I left.
Oh, yeah, we never mentioned that, did we?
Oh, in that case, he's pretty much straightening your hair and brushing off anything that's on your clothing. Not when you're ready.
Did you just groom her?
What? It's a special occasion.
Wow,
My
Mama's
face is
really
red.
coming.
I just want to let you know that right now.
This is not how I was expecting this to go, by the way.
Yeah.
I had plans, and now they're dead.
And that's what we do best. We kill your plans and we derail them.
We seem to be doing that a lot more this campaign. A lot.
You're a much more chaotic bunch this time around, yeah.
Also, the music changed to something a little more ominous, so now I'm worried.
But I think in just general group composition, the Freebirds are a bunch of doofuses compared to the Warriors of Light.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. You're all children masquerading as heroes.
We're not even heroes yet. We're just adventurers who just head out to do shit. We haven't done anything.
Well, except for Kiyana, who doesn't show too much of the size of a kid. More like the parent.
Kunara's the mom, and we're all her pups.
Kunara and
much.
Kiyana, you two are both the moms. You're
babysitter.
you're the platonic power couple that keeps this group from shredding itself.
I don't know, Ari. You're the one who dragged us here for chaos.
Platonic power couple. I'm adding
Congratulations.
that to my lexicon.
Oh god.
Okay.
So you approach the front entrance of this manor, and as you are drawing nearer, you can see that there are there's like the outer wall with the front gate, and that has 2 guards stationed outside of it. And Rosa, looking at them, you can tell that like they're wearing similar uniforms to what Pippin was wearing when you crossed paths with him before. Not as ornate or as elaborate, but it's clear they're part of the same general military outfit. And as you're drawing closer, one of the troops steps forward. Tarfel individual looks to be a little on the older side. Old, no one's allowed entrance to the Omu Manor without explicit business.
In which Kai steps out as she says, "I'm here to see Pippin."
The guard's eyes immediately widen. Lady Kiyana, I didn't realize you would be coming.
She says, "Just please let us in."
Yes, of course. Should I notify your family?
You're gonna notify them anyway if I said no, are you?
If they asked if you were here, I wouldn't be able to lie to them, but... Look, I'm not blind. I know you guys parted on not good terms, so if you want to keep your visit on the down low, I can do my damnedest.
In which Kai just takes a deep breath. She's like, "You know what? Doesn't matter. Just please let us in."
Very well, very well. If you're looking for Vice Marshal Pippin, he's currently, and he turns and points off towards the eastern side of the structure, he's currently in the barracks overseeing the troops. You can skirt around the outside of the manor to reach it without having to go through the building. And then he turns around, pulls out some thick jangling keys, slides them into the lock, and as he does, there's this sort of outward pulse of blue light. A bunch more runes light up along the wrought iron gate before it opens up with barely even a...
Whoa.
In which Kai just like goes inside after she took a deep breath.
So you step forward into the sort of the front lawn of the manor, and it is a very nice lawn. And you're kind of hit with a weird conflicting sense of emotions, Kiyana. On one hand, nostalgia for seeing things from your childhood, but on the other hand, just discomfort at being here at all. There's these sort of winding paved paths that sort of branch off from the main stretch of cobbled path that leads up to the front steps ascending to the front door of the manor. And those winding branch off paths weave between sort of a basically a sculpture garden where all of the various bushes and plants have been carefully trimmed to resemble all manner of different arcane aspected things. Arcane symbols, notable mages from the past, historical figures, things of that nature. One of them is even sculpted to resemble the castle in the heart of Tonori. It is all very high-end, very classy.
You just hear Cassandra go, just whistle. I would if I could. Just imagine a whistle. Like, I thought the buildings back home were fancy.
Yeah, I mentioned the Attila estate, like, that my family supposedly has, but from what I've kind of looked into, I don't think it has much on this. Wow.
Nice digs, Kai.
Thank you. You can have my. You say that's my father.
Certainly a lot of things, indeed.
You know, it's that while before Rosa was looking very like giddy at the thought of hooking Kiyana up, she's now looking distinctly intimidated by it all.
I think this place is a little bit over-decorated in my taste, but
I mean,
cultures are different and all.
your taste are campgrounds, nomad. Kind of a different world.
That is an understatement.
Alright, well. How do you proceed?
Yeah, Kai is still looking for Pippin as she's looking around.
Alright, well. Following the front gate guard's advice, you immediately hook a right and start working your way sort of through the bush garden. Excuse me. And it's sort of trying to not be obvious, but it's kind of hard to do given the colorful composition of your party. But after a short while of walking, you sort of come around a bend and you see another sort of lesser walled off compound within the main family sort of campus. And you can see that there's like a 4-story building in the heart of it. Well, not 4-story, but like same height as the rest of it, but looks far more utilitarian. There's not as many flourishes. And you know that to be the barracks for the household guard. Those that maintain security, watch the perimeter, make sure there aren't intruders, bodyguards for each individual family member, and etc. You reckon there's probably about, last you were here, maybe about 20 people who are actively serving that role on any given shift. It's a very well-guarded estate.
Wow. That was. Yeah, this is a lot more people than I remember.
It's about the same as you remember, actually, I just said.
Yeah, this is the same.
I mean,
she
you...
just like keeps going.
Alright.
Just trying to look
Now,
for Pippin.
Are they all Tarfel or like?
The vast majority do appear to be Torofel. Like, they're not all immediately present here at the barracks. Most of them are sort of scattered around at their posts, wearing the same uniforms as the ones you saw at the front gates. Like, they're all part of that same unit. So, and as you're sort of stepping through the sort of archway of the compound, you can see further in, it's much like the training yard you saw back in Windurst, but in the snowy weather and the cold, it seems to largely be cleared. And at the present, the only individuals you see who Kiyana and Rosa recognize as Pippin, currently engaged in a furious sparring match with a taller individual. Let's see here. Another Torufel who's only slightly taller. But his blade is moving around, and it's a sparring match. They're going at each other with sword and shield, and there's the occasional spark of magic that flickers off their blades as they're exchanging blows. And it's a very impressive exchange. Like, Kiyana, Kanara, all of you with training, you're looking at this and you're recognizing that these are professionals at work.
Yeah, Kanara's just amused by this and just watching the whole thing play out.
What's Kayana's reaction to seeing Pippin again this time?
You know she's trying to hide her smile. Come on, guys.
He-
Yeah, just watching the guy going through the motions. After a little bit of the back and forth of the fight, Pippin starts seeming to be put onto a back foot, retreating more and more as his opponent goes more on an increasingly effective offensive. Finally, there's this moment where Pippin sort of takes a step back and tries a gambit. Some blue icy light flashes along the length of his blade, and he lunges in for a thrust. His opponent turns, parrying it aside, and as he comes out of the spin, the back of his fist just kind of clonks into the back of Pippin's head, sending him sprawling to the earth with a "Ugh! Ow!" The man he was dueling turns around, sheaths his blade. Well, that's best 2 out of 3. Well fought. You're improving all the time, young man. And Pippin just sort of rolls onto his back and puffs up at him. You could stand to let me win once every once in a while, Commander. I could, but then you wouldn't learn anything. The commander helps Pippin to his feet. And then his eyes sort of briefly dart up, and like the rest of you realize that the commander just spotted you all.
Very wise words, Commander.
Rosa just awkwardly waves.
Pippin, on hearing the Kiyana speak, whips around. Who's that? Kiyana?
And when she kind of awkwardly waves, she's like,
Hey,
I was not expecting you. Hello, what are you doing here?
Kai, you're making me feel your feelings.
Let's see here. No, that's too sad.
That's too sad.
Yeah.
So is Kai just frozen?
Maybe.
Cassandra, probably being right behind her, gives her just a little nudge with her foot.
And she's like shaking her head. She's kind of shaking her head and she goes,
jeez. I just wanted to introduce you to the rest of my companions, actually.
I see. He nods at you, Rosa.
Hi, Pippin, we've met.
Yes, we have. I do not believe I'm acquainted with the rest of you, however.
Rosa's
No,
gone back to
thank
the coy
Blade.
smirk.
Kanar Fangblade. Good fighting, young sir.
I've trained for a very long time to get where I am. I should hope I'm good at fighting. The commander still has me very much beat, though.
Eh, don't take it too bad. Dad used to kick my butt all the time in training.
Judging by that lance, I assume you're an accomplished dragoon.
I know my way around him. Cassandra Shadowgrass.
Shadowgrasp. I was about to comment that your accent marked you as from Galrion.
Yep. Born and raised.
And the Moogle, Hello?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know if she's back yet. Her mom was bothering her.
Oh.
She gone.
I was wondering why she was being so quiet. Okay.
Yeah,
Her
just
mother.
send a message.
Oh,
Hey,
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, good
timing!
good timing! You're being introduced to Pippin.
Oh, lovely. Really, breathe.
What was the last thing you were here for?
That we were on our way to see Pippin.
Oof.
Okay. Oh no,
Ah,
now
now
Ori
he-
has to go? Ah!
Family!
Sorry.
No, sorry.
Alright, what's up?
The Pippin has noticed you and you must introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Aeon Kubo.
Enthusiastic little one, aren't you?
I
You
do.
have no idea.
Your friend Kai is so amazing. She helped make my wand. Poof.
What? Nice. Impressive. Still tinkering away, are you?
She's the best. Well, as well as Kuna. Kuna makes really great stuff too. But when they work together, they make amazing things.
I don't know. Kiyana is pretty awesome. I mean, a lot of people should really be looking up to her.
Yes, after all, she did help to also make Rosa's bow. I did the main handiwork, but she helped with it.
That does sound like Kiyana. Well, it seems like she's certainly found a good group of friends. I can be grateful for that.
Is the commander still here?
No, as you're looking around, you notice he has walked off.
So it's just Pippin.
It's just Pippin.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She kind of takes a step forward and just starts like examining him like a piece of fucking meat.
Jesus.
Oh dear.
Pippin quirks an eyebrow and then puts out a hand and nudges you back. And for being in such a small frame, the guy's arms carry a remarkable amount of strength. You can tell that, like, if he were to punch you, he could probably break a bone. As he sort of
Undoubtedly.
nudges you back. Maintain a distance, please. I don't know you.
Cassandra grabs
Can
her
I pulls
from
her
the back of
back?
the shirt.
Oh.
Yeah, both of them. Let's just step both of them forward.
Huh. It appears minds think alike.
Well, I just need to make sure that he's all he's cracked up to be, you know.
What?
Oh,
No.
Pay no attention to our little kitten. She just needs to learn personal space.
It's not my fault he's dense.
Back off. Not your mate.
What?
I mean,
It's not me we're talking about here.
I feel like we need Kai to be here to react to that.
So, yeah, let's wait for Pin to even.
Yeah, I've voted that.
Not your mate. Subtle,
I know.
Kunara. Subtle.
Look, Kunara's never been a subtle person.
She's always been blunt.
We are the worst wingmen.
You are. You really are.
We are the worst kind of friends for Kai right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Ari's gonna freaking flip when she comes back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Probably.
Also,
Are
our
we-
resident. We need our resident to take a shot for Mystic humming along with the music adorably.
Yep.
Mm.
So, Han, are we good romantic advisors?
I'm more scared if like there's ever a chance with Aeon. I really am. 'Cause I don't know how I'm going to react.
Well, you see, this is what's gonna happen. Rosa's probably gonna be doing exactly what she's doing right now. And then Cassandra is going to be glaring menacingly at the Moogle.
I just see Rosa playing matchmaker for Aeon because
Hey,
like,
you all remember
like
when you were
Rosa's-
teasing me about the shirtless sailors? Revenge. Revenge.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
but
this is-
Aeon doesn't understand love, so I just feel like Aeon, there's a female Moogle. Go make things happen.
As
Go
for
make
Kamar,
things happen.
as for Kanar, she believes it is a commitment thing, so yeah.
Ooh, out of context.
That would be subtle.
We're being like total fangirls, essentially.
Rosa is a fangirl.
I am a fangirl. I am the. I'm always nerding. I am either nerding out and fangirling, or I am in trauma. There's no middle ground.
And blushing at shirtless big men.
Ah,
At least we know what her. At least we know what her type is.
And hey, at least none of them became shirtless, offering their shirt as a cape. Do you need a cape? No, I think I'm good. You can use my shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I need a cape.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So I have made 2 Alhambra references today.
I've noticed.
Indeed.
I count them all. It sparkles, it shimmers, it shines and delights. I must have it for my litter.
Indeed.
I admire your cunning, but I also hate you for it.
I changed it slightly. It was I admire your deviousness, but I hate you for it. But...
Oi.
Family, leave Arya alone. We need her for this.
Kai.
Please! No, that's not going to go good in the recording.
What?
Yeah.
What was that?
Just repeating Kai over and here, that's annoying in the recording.
Hey, it's fun.
No.
I'm figuring that it would be a good idea to cut out these prolonged waiting periods anyway.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
We had 2 weeks where we couldn't play, and now we're having our Kiyana stolen from us in her scenes.
Yeah, like Ari's routinely been stolen from us ever since the campaign started. Pausing the recording for just a second. Okay, we have a Kiyana back, so recording resumes. So, Ganara, you just blurted, not your mate, to Rosa in front of Kiyana.
What do you mean, not my mate? It's not me we're after here.
Just Kai, just like face palming with her freaking like rose red face. She's like, I hate everything.
Pippin tilts his head.
The embarrassed, just face palm.
I feel like I'm missing something?
You got this.
Then this guy just like, please shut her up.
Just puts Aeon in front of her face.
So fluffy.
Fluffy!
You're a quack from outside.
You have a very interesting group of friends, Kiyana.
Yeah, I always find the weird ones.
But judging from what we've heard and by their garb, they're very capable of helping to keep you safe.
Yeah, they are. It's mostly the opposite.
Oh?
Oh, come on. You've had fun.
Think about it. Remember when you put the mud on my face?
I mean, yeah, that was all in good fun.
She also pulled you into the bath with all your books.
I might have.
I feel like you all already have a lot of stories.
Been together
Yeah.
like a month.
Yeah.
And we're only gonna make more. I say maybe Kai could write to you and share some of them on the road.
I think you two have lots to share. Share.
I need to make a roll here.
Make a roll.
Literally.
He rolled a 3!
You rolled a... What, he doesn't get it?
Pippin just stares at you, Rosa, and then turns to Kiyana. They're acting strange. Kiyana, what's going on? I'm getting the
Oh
impression
my
that...
gosh!
Wow, he really is oblivious.
I couldn't have been more blunt.
In which Kai is like, hi. She just like face palming the whole time. She's just like, this is why I don't want to come here with these people. I don't. But anyway, I'm here.
Well, if you didn't want to bring them, then why did you?
Because they wanted to meet you.
Oh, well.
Be fair, it was mainly your idea.
It was mostly Cassandra and Aeon.
They peer pressured you.
Yeah, they did.
What about Rosa?
She already knows.
I am an innocent kitty. I don't know what you mean.
Sure, you
He's just
did.
looking down at you.
All of it, just everybody just looks. It just gives a sideways look.
It's like the Spider-Man meme. Everyone is pointing at everyone else.
Yeah.
Can you blame me? It's like I like read so many books about all this stuff in the library, and I need to live vicariously through the real act. Just get on with it, please. It's great.
Get on with what? I am so confused.
In which case, she's just immediately burst out. Okay, I like you.
And you just hear a clapping from Cassandra. And then
Okay, I like you.
Yeah, can I just got her arms folded and smiles?
There are a few seconds of silence before Pippin blinks. Oh. Well,
I'm literally dying.
oh, yeah.
please don't. We get precious little of you in this game as it is.
Saudi back.
Can I just face
What?
palming?
I
And
I-
Cassandra just immediately grabs Aeon.
He just figured it out.
I don't suppose I need to explain how that would be inappropriate considering my position.
Huh?
Allow me to explain. As the Vice Marshal of the First Circle, it is my responsibility, first and foremost, to be the commander of the bodyguards for this family. And that means I need to keep things strictly professional. Friendly, but professional. And there's also a very significant age gap to keep in mind here.
Like, how big are we talking here?
Big enough. Not to mention, I am fairly certain her father would roast me alive. And I mean that quite literally. He is a very accomplished mage.
Oh.
You see Rose just deflate like a balloon.
Cassandra just kind of
Yeah,
looks at
even
guys like,
Kana, even Kana's ears have up down and pretty much her tail stopped wagging.
Cassandra just kind of looks at guys like, you didn't tell us you were into older men.
Shut up.
It's Rose's turn to clamp her hand on her mouth.
Like, clamp on Cassandra's.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
And
Well,
Painful.
This got awkward. This is not how I thought this
yes,
would
Kana was going to say that. This suddenly turned awkward.
I am flattered, make no mistake, but not.
What's Kiyana looking like right now?
That is a
Just
good.
embarrassed.
she just what?
Looks embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
Oh, God.
I think everyone is embarrassed right now.
So because of Rose, you don't want to be with Kai.
What?
It's a bit more complicated than that, Aeon.
But what does it matter? If isn't it if you love somebody, you overcome those obstacles? Or
It
have
has.
feelings, whatever it is.
It has to go both ways.
And I feel that isn't the case.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for Kiyana, and I do consider her a very good friend, but not beyond that. I'm sorry.
Cassandra just kind of looks down at Kai?
In
Is she
which
still?
Kai just like turns around and just leaves.
Forgive us for this awkward encounter. We be seeing our way out.
Yes, please. That went well.
Yeah. I think everybody in the party just kind of feels really shitty right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus
Yeah, if anyone
badge.
paid attention, Kanara was holding back stuff, and pretty much as she's walking out, her little claw scratched the floor as she was walking out. She's a bit not in a good mood.
Fuck you, floor.
Fuck these paved tiles that cost more than my armor.
Pretty much.
So, also, just for Cassandra's sake, like, she's very. While they're walking down the hallway, is there a.
You're not inside the building.
Okay.
This is all outside.
Is there anything expensive looking where nothing can be seen?
Probably a statue or
I mean, they're like the bushes and shit that are like
expensive
trimmed.
flowers.
Those, yeah.
Is there any like pottery or like anything that's relatively fragile that can be accidentally pushed over?
I mean, yeah, I'd fail to see the benefit.
No, let's just say like a lawn ornament or something, or one of those statues that they take pride in. Culture of art.
So, yeah, just is there just like a span where there's no guards in like the immediate area?
Make an awareness check.
Oh dear. Well,
So
I like to
cause
know.
chaos, do you?
So what?
You just love to cause chaos, do you?
I think it's less chaos more than Cassandra being petty.
Hmm.
Petty.
Petty revenge because you saw it as a slight. What just happened?
11.
Yeah.
11. Looking around, it's pretty clear this place keeps a very firm watch rotation, so you're not seeing any openings where you could feasibly break something without being spotted and then immediately jumped by people who are probably several levels higher than you.
Damn.
Aeon just grabs Cassandra's hand and just says, "Come on, let's just go. There's no point."
And besides, if it makes it feel any better, Kanar has fucked up an expensive floor.
Well, okay, Cassandra is just going to hold Aeon close, but very subtly behind her back, giving anybody who can see the middle finger.
Anyway, as you're making your way back for the front gate to exit, as you're sort of approaching the Red Iron Gate, you do see the commander sort of standing next to it.
Oh boy. Seeing this, Cassandra just goes first in front of Kiyana and protectively.
Have a pleasant visit.
Peachy. Real nice swinging place she got here.
I'm sensing it did not go well.
Yeah, Kai is just quiet. She doesn't want to say anything.
It's probably for the best we just go, if you don't mind.
Very well. Then he steps aside and allows you to pass through unhindered. But you do see his eyes sort of lingering and sort of unreadably on the group.
On anyone in particular?
Just in general, like he's sizing you all up, taking your measure as you pass.
Cassandra keeps eye contact with him as they pass.
He does not flinch.
As I would imagine he wouldn't. He's a commander.
As we're leaving and we're kind of away from the walls and their ears. Kiyana, sorry.
Let's just go.
Come on, guys. Let's get the cart hooked up. Let's just get out of this stupid city.
Rose just kind of sniffles a bit and then just ends up lingering more towards the back of the group.
Alright. And so, if there will be nothing else, you make your way to the northern gates of the city, where you left Fluffy in the stables and your wagon parked. Sort of passing through the crowds of people just a little more numbly than when you were going through before. The wind well and truly taken out of all of your collective sails.
The emotional whiplash that came with it. Ow.
Honestly, you all should have seen that coming.
Yeah, but Rosa was very much caught up in the moment of, trauma and wanted to, well, I'll go into the reasons in character later. But yeah.
Shipping. She was in shipping mode, and it did not pay off.
There's a reason why, but
Yeah.
And Kana only knew of, well, little nitpicks here and there since she's been out most of the time. And then walks back into it. It's like, okay, we're visiting this random guy, I guess.
We'll get into it in character as we're leaving. Yes.
Yep. So, it doesn't take you long. The whole trip kind of passes by in this gray, chilly blur as you're going. There's a little bit of sunlight peeking through from the clouds overhead, a few light flurries of snow kicked up by a gentle breeze, sort of whistling between the gaps in the buildings, before eventually you come back to the gates and you find Fluffy chomping happily on some greens in the stable. Looks up as you're approaching.
Come on, Fluffy. This city sucks. We're going. Give Kiyana some nuzzles, would you?
Sort of following your sort of indication, Fluffy kneels down a bit towards Kiyana, sniffs at you a few times. It's interesting having this bird's face right up in yours since Fluffy's head is as big as you are. And just kind of gently presses the beak into your front before pulling back. Fluffy has no idea what's going on, but clearly senses that the mood is down.
Sorry
Alright.
about that.
So you all bunker up into the back of the wagon and set out.
While they're moving out, Cassandra looks back one last time to the city and gives it the finger. Never come back here again.
After a few minutes, once you're past the outer rings of, farms and houses, familiar whoosh. Steermouth comes to land on the back wall of the carriage. Hey guys!
Hey.
What's wrong?
I'll tell you later, Tyr.
Okay.
Just need to get away from this stupid city.
Right.
Anyone notices a single tear was going down Kanar's face?
Jesus, y'all need therapy.
More therapy.
You thought we were about to get therapy in sort of a moment of happiness, and then you took it. Because you're a
As he
bastard.
does, because he is a bastard.
I might need to go back there.
What was that?
I said you'd be right back.
Eh.
No, I might need to go back there.
Ow.
I need to go
I see.
Might need to go back to what?
Therapy.
therapy.
Yeah, you sounded
I-
really far
I-
away when you were saying that, Kai, so I couldn't quite hear you.
Yeah.
And Kai needs these emotional support, Moogle.
Emotional support Moogle isn't feeling that great, so.
Mm.
Ugh.
Well, Kanara
Rose-
lies back in tear and realised he was crying. Sorry, he was saying.
Rose is gonna keep guiding Fluffy in the cart, starting towards Anomo until dark and setting up camp, I guess.
Indeed. So, you left slightly after noon, as it took you a while to get to the manor and go through all of that and then leave. So, you can get about, I'd say, 1.7 of a travel in, so.
Probably set up camp somewhere
So-
as well.
So you'll make
Yep.
it to about there before you have to stop and set up camp. The terrain and general countryside rolling by as the scattered bits of farmland pass you by. The temperature drops as the sun dips. Clouds part to reveal a nearly full, well, closer to half, a fading moon overhead, sort of slowly losing its glow. The moonlight reflecting off of the rolling sheets of white snow that have built up across the landscape, your breath very visible in the frigid, freezing air, having to bundle up under cloaks and blankets as the sun dips, before eventually you find a little insulated spot, a collection of rocks and trees that are sort of clustered together, and make your fire there to try and contain heat and keep it from being wicked away by the midnight breeze.
I start up fire and also getting us some grub if anyone wants it.
As kind of the night starts to go on, like Rosa spends a fair bit of time just kind of at the edge, kind of by herself, kicking a few bits of rock around, until eventually, probably as things are winding down to sleep, she moseys over to the fire wherever Kiyana might be.
Okay?
Kanara's also there and is even looking and... So,
Hi.
want
Hi,
to talk
Ka.
about it? Oh, wait.
She's going towards Kai right now.
Yeah, she was gonna say something after she was giving her soup or something, whatever she cooked.
Uh,
I'm legit trying not to cry.
Sorry.
Hold the soup a moment, Kanara. Can I talk to Kai a minute? Yeah. I think I fucked up. Could you give us a moment?
Instead, she sits back and doesn't move back because he wants to see this all out.
Protection wolf nearby, ever present.
Mm,
So yeah,
that. And there's obviously something on her mind, but go ahead.
after saying that to Kanara stepping back a bit, she moseys over to Kiyana. What's Kiyana currently doing?
Yeah, I'm just literally trying to take my deep breaths from therapy, trying not to freaking cry. But anyway. Yeah, you can see Kai just like by the fire, and she has like crumpled up paper in her hand, just like staring at it for a very long time before she crushes it again.
Did I get any sort of glimpse of that paper as I was looking up?
It was basically a drawing of Pippin.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah. Rosa kind of sits down next to you, like folds her necks up to her chest and kind of hugs them, resting her chin on her knees and. Hi, Kai.
Hey.
Are you doing alright? Stupid question. I know.
Like, can you repeat that?
Are you doing alright? Stupid question, I know, but.
For the first time, I'm actually saying it. No. Not.
I'm. I'm. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. That was my fault.
No, it wasn't.
You looked really happy when you smiled, and been through so much with Claudian and the others, and I got so swept up. You looked really happy, and I got really swept up in the idea, and I just wanted you to really kind of wanted it to happen, and until I hurt you, and I just
Rosa?
wanted you to smile more.
Rosa? It was not your fault. Okay? Don't blame yourself.
Why are you still trying to comfort me? I mean, you're the one who got hurt.
This wasn't the first time you were hurt.
I wanted it to work out for you.
It's fine. Nothing ever works out.
Well, maybe the Freebirds will. I like it too. Oh.
You guys just keep me going. No matter if I'm hurt or not.
I'd like to. I really liked your smile. I'd like to see it again, so. We'll find a reason to give you to smile, okay? Like that.
I normally don't smile. Mostly because of the pain I felt for years. I've lost my best friend. Arvid was my only friend. Before he got killed. And I wasn't there. I should have been there.
Rose is going to raise her hand, hesitate, and then very tentatively, gently, and cautiously hug her.
That guy's letting it happen.
Well, Archiness also wants to put her hand over, but she's hesitant a bit. But she's also got tears up herself. If I'm may, for I've been through multiple pain like that, and I can say it's not going to be easy, but we are here for you. If there's anything that would want to put a smile back on your face, all you have to do is ask. But if you need time, we all understand. But you're not alone anymore.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I literally have tears down my face.
I can tell. It's
Emotional damage.
The things I hate about being an empath is that I feel my character's pain.
Yeah, it's when it happens when you get into character, you start feeling that pain.
This session took a turn.
Good.
Let us be happy for long, good dear.
Y'all went to that manor far earlier than I was ever expecting you to.
So was that always meant to happen, or did you just do that because we went there too early?
I planned for you guys to go to the manor at some point, but
Blame it on the coin flip.
Blame it on the coin flip.
Yeah, I mean, Rose is just going to keep holding and just with glistening eyes hold on to Kiyana for as long as Kiyana doesn't resist, but then when she indicates that, yeah, that's enough, I'm going to stay close to her by the fire and get out her Terra Communion and start writing in it.
alright.
But now working out.
Cassandra is currently sulking up in a tree.
I leave you to...
If you need access to the
it.
current date, by the way, Tom, it is the 9th of Shadow Chill. So 12/9/100.
I probably leave you two to it. I'm gonna check on Cassandra.
Don't forget Aeon.
Yep. But she has noticed Cassandra first, and as she goes, she leaves the soups by you.
Where would Aeon be right now?
Yeah, because I don't know where.
He's on the ground, like, kind of like making like shapes in the snow and then destroying them. Repeatedly back and forth.
Kind of seeing this. Hey, Aeon. I know you're upset, but perhaps if you want to comfort Kai and Rosa, they could use it at a moment. It's not good at letting on to negative thoughts.
He just kind of like builds up like a little tower of snow, and then as she finishes it, he just smashes it again into the ground. I don't think it be best for me to talk to Kai right now?
Very well then. As he looks up at Tanja.
She is looking off somewhere else and does not notice.
Tiamat kind of curled up next to you, by the way, Cassandra.
Yeah.
She still has not noticed.
Cassandra,
Does not respond.
I understand you're deeply upset as well. But they just need time, that's all. Please don't let it get to you. I noticed while we were back at that mansion, you will want to destroy the nearest thing. But you know that wouldn't have done anything but get us in more trouble.
Who cares what they think? Just like every other person, power, position.
Well, definitely not too alien though. After all, I understand what she's going through. Wherever it be, it didn't work out or worse. After all, you remember when I said that I never really found the one for me?
Yeah.
It's not completely true.
She
See.
looks down at you.
For you see, one filled with responsibility of leading, others feel a bit timid by you. Especially what my family is known for. It's not that I'm not proud of being a flame blade, it's just stressful, hard. What's even harder is we aren't always the most decent of Lupin to associate with. And obviously, throughout the years, those scars remain. Whether it's through high position or just a certain member who messed up. Whatever the case may be, it all ends the same. Just keeping everyone going.
Family names. Should try being a descendant of the Warriors of Light. Being
She's listening and looking up.
being Thanatos' granddaughter. I'm supposed to be great. I'm supposed to be awesome, as Rosa puts it. Growing up, I didn't have a single friend. Till Aeon came into my life. Not one. Now I have friends. And through decisions I've made, 2 of them have been hurt.
This goes to show that we're not too different after all. You have Aeon. I had Haven. And we both have quite a lot to live up to. But where we have our whys, we also have our falls. I was taught as long as you're still able to keep going, nothing is ever set in stone. You choose your own path. You make your own decisions. You can choose who you want to become. That's the one thing they'll never take from you.
Cassandra just looks away and just rolls over to where her back's facing you now. Not all of us get to choose. Maybe we shouldn't be allowed to choose.
Do you think I always had a free choice to choose? I had to make tough choices. And look where it got me. Yes, I suffered, but I found all you. Doesn't completely wash away all the mental scars, but it's a start. Even though there are things I still need to sort out. Even though I have no idea how.
There's some things in the world you can't fix no matter what you do. Especially when they come from stupid decisions.
Most true.
You should go back to the others.
Fair enough. I hope my ramblings have helped you at least.
She doesn't say anything.
One more thing. Forgive me if my words were a bit harsh after our sparring match. I noticed you've been a bit, well, distracted on our travels. And with that, she closes up and then walks back to the others.
And as she's walking away, Cassandra just curls up a bit more on the tree branch. And if you could see on the other side of her, she's crying.
Oh.
Therapy.
We all need it.
So fucking much.
I'm fucking tearing. Damn it.
So many emotions.
Kai is not available. She's broken.
We're all broken. Jinx.
Ay.
Oh god damn it. Fucking tears. They're getting on my microphone. No.
You might notice that Rosa is still writing in a book, apparently.
We have a text room that's specifically for conversations happening in there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know, it just comes back by the fiber you two are. And she's a little bit more down if anyone pays notice.
Rosa is focused on her book.
Mm.
Tears falling on the pages. So I can... If you're curious, I mean, I'm happy to read out of character what's been written so far.
Like that ball of paper where she drew.
Okay.
What was that, Ari? Speak closer to your mic, please. Speak closer to your mic, please.
Kai ball of paper.
He's jumping.
Hmm.
The internet's playing up. Yep, it is.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, your internet had a bit
Are
of a
you
stroke.
kidding me?
We can hear you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't think she can hear us.
Oh, no.
Her internet may have died.
No.
The emotions broke her internet.
God damn it. The tears have leaked into the Wi-Fi box.
I kind of heard what she was
I
trying
bet shut up.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, she
Hello?
jumped back in.
It's because I had multiple tabs going.
oh.
So as I was saying before my computer said, "Oh, I'll have a stroke." Kiyana has the ball of crumpled up paper where she had the drawing of Pimpin, and she just threw it in the fire like it's nothing.
Any more fish in the sea, I guess. I have a text message.
Yeah, it's gonna... What's up, I guess?
Alright,
What's
so
you writing, Rosa?
she is silent and kind of just focusing entirely on her book. But out of character, I'm happy to read what's happened, even if in character you wouldn't necessarily know.
Okay.
Because, I'll read my bits and you read your bits, Skajama.
Sure, let me just swap character themes real quick to yours so that it's appropriate. Alright.
So while Kanara and Cassandra were having their initial chats, Rosa started writing in her book. Hi guys, been a rough day. We're heading up to Anomo, gonna meet Grandma Panara. Did some adventuring job, got paid, things seemed to relax. Then I got one of my friends hurt emotionally, and I was stupid. She finally smiled. Then I ruined it. Just wanted her to be happy. I have a lot of things to figure out, so why can't I just do things properly? I feel broken, like something is missing. I can't figure myself out. I need to figure out why. Part of me wants to come home, but I couldn't see you guys again as I am. Not until I've earned it. Love you so much, Rosa.
Then the reply came in a couple minutes later. Rosa, you know you can come home to us whenever you want to. We're not going to judge you for anything that's happened, and you don't have to prove anything, not to us. And you're not broken. You're just young. You have a lot to learn. And what sort of parents are we if we're not willing to teach you and help you learn? So, do you want to talk about what happened with your friend? We're getting ready to go to bed over here, but if you need to talk, get it off your chest. We're here for you. Mom.
I'm just trying to stop watching the stream right now for Douglas's pad because it's in the way of the text.
Yeah, I could just fix that by doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know, but I can't. I came out here to grow. To find out who I am, to know myself. Can't do that home. I need to find happiness out here somewhere. Maybe it'll lead back home, but not yet. I just suffocate again. Wonder what if. Seen wonders. I also... I ran into some things. More than I don't know if I could tell you. Done things both wondrous and awful. Now I'm just more confused than ever. Rosa.
Awful things? We're not fools, Rosa. We know that adventurers tend to lead violent lives. And we knew you'd probably have to fight again. Please tell us that you're staying safe and only fighting when you have to. Mom.
That's the most recent entry as Kiyana comes up.
And she doesn't reply on what she asked.
No, she's
Starting to write the next reply.
and then she starts to write something, then immediately scribbles it out. Tries to go write something else. Kind of just face plants into the book. Letting out a stifled sob.
The scribbles will show up for them, so...
Yeah, I'll write some things. How Kiyana reacts to that.
Alright.
Oh. You still blame yourself, don't you?
Are you always there, just hanging out in the wings, eavesdropping and...
I can
lying?
tell by your mannerisms. I never seen you been so disrespectful to a book before.
That is a good fucking point.
You are infuriatingly observant. It must be a wolf thing.
More like I had a very strict teacher to pay attention, who was also my mother. But, go on.
Trying to figure out how to tell him any of this. I told one. More than one.
Well, I wish I can give you an answer to that, but these things are complicated. But you shouldn't beat yourself up. Besides, I'm sure your parents wouldn't like to see you in that state.
That doesn't help.
Forgive me. The point is, love is complicated. Just as much as things are going around you. And we all have our ups and downs, and the best you can do is not to feel that everything falls on you if anything goes wrong. You should pick yourself back up and motivate yourself to continue on.
Don't know how you or Grandma Nee or anything do it. I just feel.
Now that is a question I've been asking myself of how I'm still here. It'd be the things that just keep me going that I hope to witness again. Or I'm just too stubborn to die. Saying that though, you did ask the question about why I was searching for a forest.
Huh?
Well, without getting too morbid, I was on my last leg at that point when it came to my will continue.
You,
Yeah,
what's going there to die?
at least find a peaceful resting place. I guess you're not far off. I have been gone now nearly 10 years. I've been through a lot. It changes you. Makes you regret and reflect on things. Not to mention even been betrayed more than once. However, that was until unexpectedly one boat trip changed my life in a way. Getting to know you. And everyone here. Even though it took me a couple of days to open up and you tolerated me at my low. But without saying too cliche, you pretty much all gave me motivation and hope again. And made me realize the values of my life. Even if I did make mistakes that are hard to get rid of.
She stands up, turns towards you, and just ineffectually just starts gently hitting your armor. Don't you dare go in some forest to go and lay down and we need you, damn it. All of you.
She stops your fist for a moment as you enter here again. You don't have to worry about that, Rosa. I'm not tending to call it yet. The fact that you are all standing by my side still. And Haven is okay. It feels like everything's not against me, after all.
We're all... I never had that many friends, just the few that I had left off on their own adventures while I stayed. And all I ever wanted was to know family, and there you all are. Inserting yourselves into that slot so fucking arrogantly.
Suppose we did.
Don't you dare go dying on me, Kiyana, or I'll kill you myself.
I think we both know you're not the one that takes joy in killing. But I understand what you're saying.
Her forehead just clanks against your armor.
She pats you on the back. There. Don't damage that brilliant mind of yours. Besides, you have my word. As a Fangblade, a warrior, and I suppose a leader of the... half-leader of the Freebirds.
Ancient wise mentor, you are like super old.
I'm only in my 30s. I'm still got many years yet before I'm out of it.
Practically ancient.
My mother would have been around 60 and she still beat me. And Clipser. But anyways, the point is, I would do everything to ensure your safety. You have my word on that. And everyone here.
She wipes away some of her tears. Well, don't forget that you've been bowling and sad and stuff too, so both ways. With Kiyana, Sandra, and even Aeon with whatever that shadow.
Is on that topic. I feel it's not only Aeon is being followed by a mere shadow.
Metaphorically, we're all being followed by shadows.
Well, he has a shadow. I, on the other hand, I don't know what exactly it is. I can't make it out 100%, but
Wow.
I feel now and then, especially in the bathhouse at one point, there's someone or something
Whether it's
constantly following me.
whether it's Eclipse or anything else.
No,
We're the Freebirds. We stick together, we'll deal with it, and just along the way, I need to. I still need to meet my family and figure out who I'm supposed to be in all this. I mean,
Okay, I just
So,
want to ask a quick question.
yeah.
Is Rosa still sitting down next to Kai or anything, or no?
She was sitting there. Now she's standing up and kind of head face planted on
Oh, I was gonna
Nara's
create a
armor.
wholesome moment, but okay.
I mean, they're stood next to you pretty much, but yeah.
Yeah, there's still by the fire right next to you. You're probably hearing all this. Yes.
I was
But
gonna
yeah.
create a wholesome moment where Kai was like asleep on Rose's lap.
Give it a second. But yeah,
Yeah.
as Rosa was saying, I still need to trying to figure myself out how I fit into all this. Cassandra said about send from Warrior of the Light, and I know how that feels. But
And I sure we do it one step at a time.
I need to figure out how I fit in to all this and to be strong in all this.
Well,
Not to be like Grandma Nee or Mika or anyone, just have to be me.
well, I can tell you from experience, Rosa, strength doesn't just come to you. There are times where you have to earn it or go beyond your limitations. Strength is only rewarded to those who strive for it, not to those who sit and wait. After all,
I'll start with Grandma Panara.
yes.
It's been a long time coming. And maybe they can finally tell me something. For goal, why they left me. Maybe I can, if I can start getting some answers, I can start compartmentalizing things in my head. I don't know how this works. I've never done an emotional crisis before.
You'd be happy to know that we'd be happy to escort you there. You will meet Anara, that's for sure.
And on the way, I want you to be happy. I want Sandra, Heian, and I want Kiyana to smile again. Somehow. Promise me we'll at least try to do all that.
I'm sure as long as we stick together, we will have each other's backs.
Then I'll hold you to that.
And besides, after you're done talking with Panara, perhaps she could have some helpful advice for me or figure out what's going on.
Well, old people tend to be wise or something. So.
Heck, she might even be able to help Aeon as well.
We need to talk to Cassandra about that.
Indeed.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Tonight, I need to reply to my parents. And be honest, I think. I'll start there. And then figure out the rest after a long, restless night. I think.
And I wish
No.
to also... sorry.
You know, despite what you say, you're pretty good at this old mama wool thing. Haven is a very lucky son.
Indeed he is. However, to assure his safety and all yours, I still need to sort out things with me. Not just with Eclipse, but figure out why I keep seeing, well, someone's... It's complicated. I look around when I see someone there, but then they're not there. Have you ever had that feeling?
How much do you think therapists cost in an MO? Because this is getting ridiculous.
Yes. But it's still a thing that I won't just leave to not rest until I'm sure. After all, last time I checked, seeing individuals is not a healthy condition for the mind. But enough about that. You have the wise advice of resting. We just have a moment to rest, and in the morning, if you wish, we will talk to Cassandra about Aeon.
We'll find a moment. But for now, she takes her head off of her
of her armor, sits back down next to Kai, cross-legged, takes a book, takes a moment to uncrease the pages and be more respectful with it, as is proper of a librarian. I need
No
to.
smiles.
I need to finish telling them everything.
Very well. I would say take all the time you need. However, I'm pretty sure they would want you not to stay up too late, so make sure you get some plenty of rest. I'm gonna have one more patrol around the perimeter to ensure we're safe. And then I should meet you back at the fire. With that, she walks off on a patrol.
And yeah, sitting next to Kai, she begins to go on a very long-winded, multi-paragraph entry that I have summarized for the DM's benefit.
Yeah. That's going to take Rosa several hours writing by hand to get all of that.
She has a
down.
lot to vent.
Oh
So-
dear.
So, as the rotations of watch begin to peel into motion, Rosa stays up late, writing away in her book, getting her family up to speed on everything that's happened, while everyone else, you go through the motions, hunker down, and start to rest.
And while Rosa is sitting there, RE, do you want to do the thing you're going to do?
Yeah.
And that thing was?
Having Kai lay on Rosa's lap because she's, because you know, being comforted and all that, she got tired and just sleeps on her lap.
All right, and Rosa, as you're writing, you wind up being colonized as Kiyana, after a while, just sort of tilts over and uses your lap like a pillow and just kind of falls asleep there. It doesn't take long before Tiamat kind of slithers over from his place by Cassandra to just help get Kiyana's blanket out of her pack and drape it over her and partially over you.
I imagine Fluffy comes over at some point as well, because she would.
Oh yeah, Fluffy's been with you the whole time. Tiamat will just give a little smile.
Like, after writing her entry, Rosa just kind of falls back into Fluffy's floof and passes out herself.
And on that note, well over halfway through the night with your half of a novel of text blurted out to your family, your fingers and your wrists sore and stiff and probably hurt. Exhaustion claims you and you fall into sleep, and that is where we will pick up next time.
Oh my
Most
god.
suitable.
That
Because I-
session went places.
That session
Yeah.
completely did not go at all the way I had planned. I had a combat encounter lined up. And then you guys did all
my
this
God.
shit with Pippin, like there was only like a 50% chance of Pippin even like looking for you in that initial thing, and I only did that because you guys stayed in the city long enough to do your crafting. If you had left just to keep going to Anomo, none of that would have happened.
To be fair, if I get any more emotional, my freaking tears will be a bucket full.
I mean, in fairness to this, a lot of us, I think, we're just drained from either lack of sleep or overwork or lit, and just maybe this was just a little more better than a combat encounter, because I don't think you or I really had the energy for a combat encounter.
I mean, so what
At least I
was your the general plan? Just on the road, combat encounters, random encounters on the way, and then hitting a Nomo at the end?
I'm not hitting a Nomo because going up that mountain in the middle of fucking winter is going to be a nightmare and a half of challenges. But
Was it
I'm,
winter when we went up last time?
yes, it was, and it basically functioned like a dungeon all its own that time.
Well, that'll be next time, I guess.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I am liking the kind of more ambulatory pace this campaign is taking. It's much
Well,
slower, much more.
You You haven't dropped a big actual world-ending threat on us yet. Except for maybe hints of a guy in red robes and a weird.
A little more focused on interacting with the party rather than forging on like our one goal.
I'd definitely say.
I mean,
they're a
as
lot
of right
more
now,
grounded.
you guys are still in the equivalent to what happened in campaign 1, where you were on your way to Anomo there and hadn't learned about the poachers yet. You're kind of in that equivalent phase.
I mean, even in campaign 1, though, we already knew about Diablos. We'd had the seat of the plague. We were already like heroes of the Recovery Isles.
We're pretty much doing it for the sake of the world, as pure.
We already had that kind of inkling and motivation to go forward. Here, we're just a group of assholes.
I would not describe you as assholes. You are not assholes.
I would say more.
But you
grounded
are
characters.
fundamentally fucking broken.
Yeah.
You are a bunch of traumatized, mostly teens or early post-teens.
You broke me session 3.
I did. I'm loving the advancements, but Jesus Christ, like, you guys are gonna have to have one hell of an impressive upswing character development wise, all of you.
Yes.
Give us the opportunity to save the world, which will be coming at some point, and I'm sure it'll be horrible when it starts.
Oh, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I am imagining you guys are going to be disturbed when all of this is said and done. But to be fair, we already just kind of crossed the line. Like, do we need a trigger warning on this fucking session? Because Kunara's basically alluded to as suicidal intentions.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
That might be a
think
good
it's
idea.
Trigger warning on the campaign. Done with it.
Really, Either way,
Yeah,
thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us for this session of Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. These fuckers need therapy. I know we keep saying that, but it just keeps becoming more true. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep listening, people. Bye-bye.